Happy Monday, everyone. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I had a good, relaxing weekend. Okay, sis, I will when I get off. Thank you. I hope y'all had a good weekend. I did. I relaxed. I was tired. I needed a break. And I was like, I really relaxed. I did a lot of house stuff and just just relaxing, y'all. When you get these cases, you gotta get some breaks in, honey, cause it can get draining sometimes. Hey, Queen, how are you? Thank you, sis. I will when I get off, baby. Thank you. I had an awesome weekend. That was good. Good. Good afternoon, Miss D and Chad. Hey, sis. How are you? I hope everyone had a great weekend. I did. I did cleaning and all of that stuff and relax. I cooked yesterday. Then I relaxed after that. So I had a good weekend. Hey Brittany. Hey Philly girl. Yeah, sometimes you gotta take a break from these social media streets. You have to. It's very draining and it can mess with your mental sometimes too. So you have to sometimes, give yourself a break sometimes. So that's what I do. Just to relax myself and get myself together and stuff like that. And I look up different little articles and different stuff like that and see what people saying. Like I go to Facebook and see what people saying because I know a lot of people now is posting about that the party. The party at the lady house, at the boy house. Well, I'm gonna say the lady house because that was his mom's house. So I see a lot of people is posting about that. Yes, I had a great weekend. I had to work, unfortunately. Well, that's okay, baby. Long as you had a great weekend, that's all matters. That's all matters. You still had a great weekend, no matter what. No matter what. So yeah, I see people posting that. Now, do y'all think it was a party after they left the beach? What do y'all think? Lord have mercy. I don't know what to think no more. Do y'all think it was a party after that? And do y'all think something did happen at that party? And if y'all think something happened at that party, do y'all think that they took him back to the place over there where they was at for the 4th of July, and then dumped him over there? What do y'all think about it? Tell me what y'all think about it. And I want to play this article too for y'all. Hold on for 1 second. Okay. I mean, the only reason I'm asking y'all because I haven't heard the mother say anything about a party yet. So I didn't want to put it out there and say, yeah, it's true that he did go there. But I was reading messages from um, people that I don't. But my thing is, I don't understand that the people that was there, why they not coming forward? These people that's posting. Um, My gut feeling is telling me the pool party picture is old. You know what, sis? Somebody did say that. That's why I told y'all, I don't like to be the first one to say things 'cause I don't know if it's true or not. And I always told y'all, I don't like putting out fake stuff, right? But I'm glad you mentioned that because when I was in this lady live yesterday, someone put in her chat that picture was a week prior to them going out for the 4th of July. Now, that's what the lady said. I don't know. Yeah, I think that it is. I think it's old. Okay. Okay. Because I never heard the mom say anything about that picture. Anything. The mom said that she needs to get in contact with the person who posted. That would be a good feeling. That would be great to get in contact with the person that posted. Yes. Did you change? Did you? You mean did you watch? No, I didn't watch it. Who live are you talking about? I don't really watch too many people like that. I try to, no party, but I can't say when the autopsy come out, it's going to show trauma. I believe that. Now I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right. Trauma to the head, and that's why they haven't heard from the judge husband yet. Girl, have girl, ain't none of them goddamn boys' fathers spoke out. None of them boys' father. None of their fathers have spoke out at all. None of their moms spoke out. Nobody have not spoke out but the judge. I agree with you again. And I do believe, and do y'all think that Mississippi may got that? Now I'm just thinking because I don't know, but I always like to ask y'all too, right? Do y'all think that Mississippi may got their autopsy back, but they don't want to reveal it until DC come out with theirs to see what DC gonna say, if it's gonna correspond with theirs? What y'all think? Um, hey OG, they too busy trying to cover up. Yep, they are. They definitely are busy covering up. I definitely agree. Hey Brittany, they that is the honest truth. They are definitely trying to cover up. Yeah, they definitely is. Yeah. But, I seen this defense attorney. He did speak out and said that he think the mother should have kept her mouth shut, which is the judge lady. He thinks she should have kept her mouth shut. He thinks she moved too fast. No judge should not come out here and speak on a a situation like this. She knew better than that, and it may come back to haunt her. That's exactly what he said. I gotta try to find that video. Damn, I thought I had it in my. Cause sometimes I keep little stuff, y'all, like in my little box. So when I want to go back to it, I can find it, and I didn't do it. But if I come across it again, I'll play it for y'all. But he did say that he think the judge put her foot in her mouth. She should have kept her mouth shut. And I think she should have too. Yeah, if they're going to cover up the truth. Yep. And I agree with what she just said. Somebody just said in the chat. They think it's gonna show blood force trauma. I believe that too. And let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all ever thought about this, right? Now, remember the young boy, I forgot his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. When he said that he called the Coast Guard. Let's think a little bit. He said he called the Coast Guard, right? That Nolan was missing. Then he said that Nolan wanted to stay back to be on the island with the girl. But my thing is, why would you call the Coast Guard for a missing person if Nolan wanted to stay on the island with the girl? You had no reason to call the Coast Guard if you knew your friend Nolan he was okay and he was gonna stay there longer with the girl. So why would you need to call the Coast Guard? Did y'all ever think about that? Because it doesn't make sense to me. That's people problem. They don't know when to keep their mouth shut. You ain't lying, Brittany. But the problem, it will catch up with her. Yes, I did see Mississippi released and stated drowning, and Ben said when the autopsy comes back, he going to see it on Facebook. Whoa, okay. Right, Buttercup. So again, if your friend was going to stay on the island with the girl, why did you have to call the Coast Guard? You had no reason to call the Coast Guard. You had no reason, absolutely not, to call the Coast Guard at all, because you already said your friend was going to stay on the island with the girl he met, even though we know that's a lie. But why'd you feel like you didn't call the Coast Guard? Why he wouldn't be missing, right? Now, the Coast Guard said that he didn't get no phone call. Now, check it out, y'all. The Coast Guard is saying now he never got a call from nobody, meaning a child, that someone was missing. So that's one thing. Now, yesterday, when I went back to review it, the Coast Guard is trying to cover up now and saying that, yes, he did get a call. No. If you did, let's prove it. Prove it. Now, what the cops need to do, Mississippi police, they need to get those phone records if they got a call. Timestamp the date and what the call said. Post it. Because I think this Coast Guard is trying to cover up now because it probably is in cahoots, allegedly, with the judge mama. It's too many stories now. Shaking my head. Yes. It definitely is. It definitely is too many stories. Now, the girl that's posting this picture and saying she was there, because the girl stated she was there, right? And the girl stated that it was a fight. The boy mama came out. She was drunk. She was screaming. She was telling all of us to leave and all of this stuff. I can't confirm that. I don't know if it's true or not. Okay. She said it's videos. Where's the videos? Okay. Now you saying you know Nolan, right? Now I don't know how good you know Nolan. I don't know if you know Nolan's mother, the father. I don't know how close you was to Nolan. I don't know any of that. But I'm saying this to y'all to say, why haven't you contact Nolan's mother and tell Nolan's mother what you seen at that party? Because you stated that you seen Nolan over there by the court, a basketball court somewhere over there in the yard, and he was bending down. He was throwing up blood. Now, if Nolan was cool with you, not even a friend, but just cool with you, wouldn't you think that you would call that woman on Facebook or either text her and say, listen, I want to talk to you about what I seen at the pool. Can you get in contact with me? Blah, 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 blah. But you steady posted, but have not came out and talked to Nolan's mother. I feel that's suspicious too. I feel that's suspicious. I really do. Because I say that because why is these people saying all this stuff? And Nolan's mother even made a statement, y'all, that I seen on Instagram, that she did go in some of the comments and she posted that she don't know this girl and she never spoke to the girl, the one that's putting the information out about the pool. I seen that yesterday on Instagram. And the person did post the mother comment. And people was commenting. So the mother is saying she don't know who this girl is and she never spoke with this girl. Exactly, Roy D. That's what real friends do. Exactly. And that's why I tell y'all I don't post too much. I don't know what's real and what's fake. I really don't. Yeah, she did say someone video and taped the fight, but I bet they have deleted it because the authorities. Yes. Hey, Miss Walker. But my thing is, why you didn't send the videos to the mother? You could have sent the videos to the mother and a fake Facebook. Make a fake Facebook page and send a video. She ain't had to know it was coming from you. If you know she's asking for help from anybody that knows anything, videos, anything, send it to her. Why you haven't sent it to her? Why you haven't talked to this mother? Because you seems like, quote unquote, you was there. You knows a lot. You say he was bleeding, and all of this stuff. And the fight broke out. The boy mother came out drunk, screaming, telling everybody to leave. She was going to call the police and all this stuff. This is what you posted. But you don't have the audacity to call his mom? I don't get that. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And y'all, let me ask y'all another question. If a fight broke out on that boat, right, and Nolan was bleeding, do y'all think that's why they took that boat and cleaned that boat, y'all? Do y'all think? Because I'm telling y'all, I don't believe it was something wrong with that boat. And again, I could be wrong. That's just my belief. I don't believe that it was nothing wrong with that boat. I believe they cleaned that boat. And I don't understand why the Mississippi police didn't take that boat and get that boat looked at and see was anything wrong with that boat, like these boys trying to say it was something going on with the boat, right? Why they didn't get a warrant to take that boat and get that boat looked at to see was that really facts or not with that boat? Hello, kings and queens. Blessings to you too. They cleaned that boat to get rid of the evidence. Right. I agree, Miss D. Yes. Why they did not get a warrant and get that boat? And let me tell y'all this, right? Them boys can be charged for taking his phone. That was robbery. And I heard that from an attorney mouth. Okay? That was robbery. They took his phone without his knowledge, now his permission. That is robbery. I heard that over the weekend also too. They can be charged with taking that boy phone. If they clean the boat, I believe they cleaned that boat. But let's say this. They can. Y'all know, I don't know the name of that stuff, right? But y'all may know what I'm talking about. Like when detectives go to crime scenes and people been unalive, and they use this kind of stuff to see was blood anywhere involved, and it comes back blue. It turns blue when it's blood. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't name it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Yes, just like the parents too. If you ask me, yes, they're working together to cover up, but God is coming through. You better say it. You better say it. Oh, right, Miss Walker. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you, sis. Hey, Auntie, how are you? So no, I got my comments on my other device. Hey Ray, good morning. So yeah, that's another thing that the attorney said. They can be taken in, they can be brought up on charges for taking his phone because Nolan did not give them permission to take his phone. That considered as robbery. Yeah. I believe these Mississippi Police Department is covering up because of who the stepmama is. The stepmama ran her mouth. She should have shut the hell up, and she should have never said nothing. Hey, Miss D and family. Hey, my love. How are you doing today? Let's see. Did I speak to you, Miss Ray? So yeah, let's get into this video too, and we're gonna talk some more, y'all. I'm not finished with the Carmelo case neither. Now, don't y'all think I am? I'm not. I am not finished with the Carmelo case neither. I know I've seen a lot of people bring some more stuff up. I just got to go watch it. Y'all, I be tired. I be trying to keep up the best I can. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I be trying. Yes, sis, you did. Okay. Just making sure. There's a lot of things that went wrong with this case. Just a lot of things that went wrong. A lot of things that went wrong in this case. And I just feel like this police department, I just feel like they trying to cover up for these boys. I feel that way. And I'm praying to ask God that he come through, show up and show out and show these boys up for what they did to Nolan. The family deserve peace and they deserve justice for their son. And I believe when that autopsy comes back, I believe just like the sister said in the chat, that it's going to show some blunt force trauma. Now, I y'all let me know because now I heard that somebody said that they identified Nolan by his dental records. Can anybody confirm that with me? Because I heard that too. Case and Nolan case is other young men that got. Brittany, I seen that this morning, Brittany. I told you I can't do a lot, y'all. But I did see this morning, Brittany, that another boy went out with a white boy in April to a beach or something. And the boy came up missing. And the boy just got arrested in June, which was last month. He got arrested. He was a white boy. Yeah. Uh-huh. He unalived that boy. Yes. Yes, he was. Okay. Thank you, Ray Ray. Thank you, Miss Walker. Okay, because I did hear that. Oh, Lord, so many cases, y'all. I can't get them all at once. I can't. I could not get them all at once. But I did see that case because I've been watching that case. I've been watching that case on the back end, but I haven't spoken on it. But then this morning, they did have an update that that black boy, that white boy unalive, okay, he tampered with evidence. He threw away the clothes. He kept the boy phone. He erased the boy text messages and everything, y'all. But they did arrest him. Yes. We know you're not finished with Carmelo. We all have to look out for those brown babies. Yes. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that. Because sometimes, y'all, I do be tired. Yes, Buttercup. That's his name. Absolutely, sis. Um, they are all good cases to talk about. They are. They're good cases to talk about to bring awareness. And on top of it, y'all, it's so sad. It's just really, really sad. It's sad. What are we doing here? What is our world coming to? Like, what is going on here? I love my black people. And I love everybody. But the things that's going on today, I disagree with it. No. No. But the boy that got missing in April, his body was found 4 days later. His body was found 4 days later. But they just now arresting the boy. But the boy did some similar shit, just like Nolan's friends did. Took all his text messages out of his phone, everything, deleted everything, honey. Just threw away the clothes and everything. Like, Jesus. I believe the young lady's story. I believe them boys did beat him. Well, you know what, Ray? Those young people are getting, maybe because they are jealous of those young kings. That could be true. Hey, my girl, open book. I'm sorry, not sorry, but I don't love everybody because I don't love evil people. That's true. I can't stand evil people. I can't. Now, if it's true, y'all, because wait a minute, who just said that? Let me get her name right. Let me see. Miss Walker. That was Ray said that. Okay, Ray. I can accept your comment, right? But if, just say if, why haven't this girl told the mother? That's my whole problem with this. Why haven't she told the mother? Still keep posting on whatever. Why haven't she told the mother? The mother will be gladly to hear from her. That's the only problem I have with that. I'm not saying it's fake. I'm not saying it's true because I don't know. But I'm just saying, if this was a party And Nolan got hurt at that pool party. And this girl is steady posting what happened to him, saying she was there, saying they recorded, saying the mama came out drunk. The mama was screaming and yelling, telling everybody to get the fuck out of her house. Telling people she's going to call the police on him. Nolan's mother would love to hear that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Give the lady the answer that she need, y'all. That's all I'm saying. We got too many people now trying to cover this shit up. Right, open book. That's all I'm saying. Give this lady grace. Give her peace. And y'all, I felt so sorry for the mother yesterday because I went to her Facebook and she made a Facebook post, y'all, and she was hurt because she said 2 people that she went to school with is laughing at her pain of her son. Lord have mercy. Right, Misty. It make you think she is hiding something. Yes. Let's tell the mother something. Because the mother, but the mom said she didn't speak with her. Exactly, open book. Exactly. That's what the mother said. It's all over Instagram. That's how I knew. And me and Open Book talked about that over the weekend. The mama said she did not know her and she never spoke with her. But I do believe in my heart, because the mother is searching for answers, she would talk to this girl. But because I would feel the same way if something happens to one of my kids. Why you keep posting instead of coming to me? Or if you don't want to go to the mother, go to the police and tell the police what you seen. Or call in to Bill Crump. Talk to Bill Crump. Talk to the other man. Shit, what's his name? The one was on the interview. Y'all know who I'm talking about. It's a lot of people that you can talk to. Still to keep posting. That is crazy. Yeah, maybe she do need to be arrested. Go on, arrest her too. I believe she didn't want to be revealed. I'm thinking part of it is true, but the pool party. Right. I can agree. So how many of y'all, let's be honest about it, y'all. How many of y'all in here believe that this pool party is factual? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that this was a pool party. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe that this pool party was months or weeks before this incident. Mississippi dropping the ball. Yes, those people need to be questioned, right, and arrested. Right, open book. Absolutely, sis. Absolutely. Okay, so y'all think, okay, so Ray and Brittany think it was before. Open book says she's on the fence, and open book, I'm with you. I'm on the fence too. I'm on the fence, and we talked about it already. I'm on the fence too. I am. Because if something happens to someone that I know, even if I'm not friends with them anymore, if I was there, I would help them in any type of way I could. Even if we ain't even cool no more. You know what I'm saying? I would try to find them, whatever I could do. And listen, I was there, but this is what I seen. I don't know what happened before that because this is only what I seen. I don't know what happened after that because after that I left. But I can tell you what I seen when I was there. And that's it. That's it. That's all the mother is asking for. That's it. The timeline doesn't line up, in my opinion. Okay. I respect everybody's opinion. Right. I mean, that's why I never said nothing about the party, because me and Open Book men talked about the party. I told y'all we have our little conversation behind the scenes. A lot of things like I don't like bringing up on my platform and showing, you know, and if I do, I will say, I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if it's factual or not. This is what I heard. This is what I seen, but I don't know. You know, because I don't want to be putting out false stuff. Okay, Brittany. Hey, Rebecca. 2. Okay. All right. Okay. I respect all of y'all opinions. Everybody's opinion. I damn sure respect that. So, yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about the party. Because, and the only reason I'm on the fence about it too, because when the mother had the press conference, the mother never said anything about the press conference. I mean, she never said anything about the pool in the press conference. The father didn't say anything about the pool in the press conference. And maybe they're not saying anything because they don't know. They don't want to put out false information either. They need facts that their child was at this pool party after he made it back on the land. And after that, he went to a pool party. He was hurt at the pool party, and he was taken back there. This lady probably needs facts of that. That's why she's probably not talking about that, because she don't have no facts. And that's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. I mean, if you don't know, let's not talk about it. So I agree. I'm like open book. Some of that stuff I just not want to say nothing because I don't know if it's true or not. I don't want to put my feet in my mouth and say some shit, and the shit ain't true, and I gotta come back out here and debunk it and be like, okay, y'all, I made a mistake here, which I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? If I make a mistake, I don't mind. But one thing the open book will tell you about me, I don't do stuff for clicks and views. I don't care if it's 30, 40 people in my chat. I'm cool with that. I don't do stuff for clicks and views just to have people in my chat, because sometimes, you can lose people like that for, bringing out false information and stuff like that. So I try to always stay on point with things. If I don't know, I just tell y'all, I seen this, I heard this, I don't know if it's true or not. That's what I say, because I really don't know. I try to be honest about it, so some people not like that. Some people want you to believe their story.
And a former Mississippi judge is now speaking up and highlighting some key issues he sees with the case. According to former judge, now attorney Carlos Moore, who served in a municipal court in Mississippi for a little over 6 years, someone should have been arrested by now for several different reasons. Moore, who would end up being pushed from the bench after previously speaking out against racial discrimination on social media while serving as a judge, would take to his Facebook page on Friday night for over 30 minutes to air out questionable behavior he sees with how local officials are handling the case from the inside.
It's time out for playing games. It's time to know the truth from someone well-versed in it that has actual experience.
And y'all, he did do a live last night, and I was in it. And baby, and he trying to tell you he's going to expose. Y'all know who. Okay? He's not playing. He's down with Nola. I was in his live last night. He did do a live last night, and he's not playing. He's not playing. That's what I would say.
I've worn the robe, the black robe, and I've presided over these trials or preliminary hearings, arraignments, and initial appearances. Let's get started. So what do we know? We know, after watching the parents' interview and reviewing tons of footage from social media.
Yeah, I seen that, OG.
Recounting interviews,
he's on vacation
statements
right now
of alleged witnesses that were on Horn Island. We know that Nolan Wells went to spend the night on July the 3rd with his so-called friends. And he went with those so-called friends to Horn Island on a boat on July the 4th. We know that out of the 4 people on that boat, 1 did not return home. That one person was Nolan Wells. The other 3 returned home as normal and said nothing to any member of law enforcement or to the Coast Guard until at least 11 p.m. at night on July the 4th. We know
We need those receipts.
that at least one of the so-called friends was found with the phone of Nolan Wells. And we know this based on the testimony of the parents, specifically the mother, who tracked the phone and was led to the home of one of the young men where she retrieved the phone. We also know that based on the mother's testimony that Snapchat, there were no Snapchats from the day, which was very odd for her son. We also know that text messages were deleted. We know that when she was tracking the phone, Life 360 said the phone was one place and Snapchat said it was another place. We know that the boy that had the phone did not voluntarily turn it over or call first. He had to be found through their own investigation. We know that based on witnesses' account, the so-called friends were seen on July the 5th, that Sunday, having breakfast together like nothing had happened. They were not out there searching for their so-called friend. We know that the so-called friends deleted their social media, deactivated their accounts, and scrubbed it clean if the allegations are correct. We know that the young man that had the car at his house did not willingly turn over the keys. At first, he said that he did not have the keys. He didn't know where they were. Then he, after being pressed by the father, he finally turned over the keys. This is all very suspicious activity. We know that based on an audio recording and some video that Nolan Wells can be heard saying, "Give me my freaking keys." Excuse me, "Give me my freaking phone." And there's been two different versions. Some say he said, "Give me my freaking phone," or some say he said, "Give me."
Now, y'all, I want to stop it right there. Do y'all remember, open book, you in the chat, right? Remember when the boy on TMZ, did y'all see TMZ when the boy said that it was an argument with another boy and he was acting erratic and they was trying to help and get him back? No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. No, the argument was with Nolan, and you know it was. And I didn't trust you from day one, that boy, that black boy, because I've been so open book, I didn't trust him. It was something about that boy I did not trust. I don't believe it was no argument with nobody else. I believe it was with Nolan. And I do believe Nolan said, "Give me my fucking phone. What the fuck is you doing?" I believe that was Nolan saying that. Yes, I do believe it. This boy, I believe he's scary. He's trying to cover up because he lived down there with them, okay? You see, when he was doing the interview, he was looked like he was looking around like he was scared as hell. And I want to know, if the police did not come to you and ask you any questions, and you supposed to be a friend of Nolan's, why didn't you go to the police also and say, "Yeah, I was there. This is what I seen, but I left at this time. I don't know what happened after this," whatever. All y'all fake ass mother suckers saying Nolan y'all friend, but you know, Nolan was none of y'all friends. I mean, y'all was not none of Nolan friends. Y'all was evil. Y'all was snakes. That's what y'all was. Because if you was his friend, why didn't you go to the police and tell the police what you seen and what you heard? That's how I feel about that.
"Give me my ML phone." Regardless, he was asking or demanding his phone. Someone had
friend that came out
his phone
that wasn't
who did not have permission to have his phone. So the first thing I see, the simplest thing I see, is who had his phone and why. And was that theft of the phone? Sometimes we look at this.
Bam! I told y'all. I told you. I seen another. This is a judge here, but an attorney said the same thing. They can get him for taking his phone because it wasn't his property. That was theft, or they can get him from robbery. He took something that did not belong to him. Why have no charges been against this boy? Why have that boat have not been taken and looked at? Why?
The largest case, we try to get to murder, but the person that took his phone committed a crime right there. There are witnesses to who took that phone.
Facts.
If an affidavit is signed, an arrest warrant could be signed by a judge in Mississippi to go after that person that had that phone unlawfully.
Yeah.
We know, based on his own words, Nola Wells' words while he was alive, he did not give whoever had that phone permission to have that phone. So was that theft? I think if an affidavit is signed, if it was presented to me when I was a judge, I would have signed an arrest warrant for the person for theft of that phone, based on what I've heard. It'd have to be an affidavit format, but if it was presented to me in affidavit format from law enforcement, I would sign the arrest warrant for, at least at this point, theft of the man's phone. We know who had it. We know who didn't report it to the family. The family had to go find it. And we know that Nola Wells said, give it back to him. And evidently it was not given back to him. Why was that?
With Walmart's Back to College finds,
Baby,
your room can fully match your passion.
Oh,
She's a plant science girly for real.
I mean, I'm
Come on
trying to put
with
you
it,
onto
baby.
some peak dorm room cultivation.
hold on.
All this from Walmart? Who knew?
All of the other things I've stated, you piece it together. Is there enough right now for arrest warrants for murder? That is a good question. I do know at this point there should have been search warrants signed by a judge. Evidence should have been presented to a judge by now. We are nearly 7 days after July the 4th, when he was first reported missing. There should have been evidence submitted by Jackson County law enforcement agents, the sheriff's department specifically, presented to a judge so that search warrants could be signed by the judge. And there needs to be, or should have been, someone questioning the young men, the three so-called friends, and others, and the social media accounts need to be searched by now.
Facts. Yes.
Or at least a search warrant should have been issued for the appropriate entities to give the law.
Yes, I feel that the detective did not do nothing. Nothing. They should have went got a warrant for that boat, a warrant for their phones, a warrant for their social media account, everything. They didn't do nothing. After they found that boy's body, everything should have started falling in place right away. And nothing took place. Nothing. But he want to come out and say he think it was accidental. Really? And you ain't even do shit?
Law enforcement access to the social media information. That should have been done by now. I'm not telling you what I imagine. I'm telling you what the process usually is when you're trying to do a thorough investigation. And based on what's revealed from a thorough investigation, I do believe once the evidence is secured, it's going to lead, and it should lead, to the arrest of one or more individuals for the.
That's true too, because she was at that house earlier. The girl you talking about, the girl that told Nolan father where was the keys, she was there earlier because Nolan father did speak of that. Now, is that the same girl? I don't know, but that is something to think about, Ray Ray.
Murder of Nolan Wells. All of
Hey,
the
Sonya.
actions are very suspicious, and right now they lead one to believe that one or more persons could have been involved with the death of Nolan Wells. Right now, we have a lot of unsworn testimony, but once that is put into affidavit format and there is corroborating evidence through social media, computers, or otherwise, I believe that at that point, there will be enough evidence for a judge to sign an arrest warrant. I think critical evidence that's missing right now are the results of the autopsy, the state's autopsy and the independent autopsy. That's going to be critical information. And that alone, or that in connection with what's already known, may be enough to lead to an arrest or arrest. We do know at this point, low-hanging fruit. There should be an investigation about the underage drinking, who provided the alcohol.
Didn't I say that, y'all? I said that previous. Didn't I say that? Why was those 18 and 19-year-old kids out there drinking? Who provided the alcohol for them? Wasn't an adult out there on that boat with them and bought that alcohol for them? And nobody's not saying nothing? Who bought the alcohol for them? They didn't get the alcohol by themselves. Somebody purchased that alcohol.
Those individuals could be immediately arrested based on if there was any sworn testimony presented to a judge. I believe a judge could immediately sign an arrest warrant for those who provided the alcohol to underage individuals. There's a lot of people and a lot of potential crimes, some misdemeanors and felonies that people could be held accountable for.
With Walmart's back to college fines, your room can
I
fully
said
match your
that early
passion.
on.
She's a plant science girly
Who
for
bought the
real.
alcohol
I
for
mean,
them?
I'm trying to put you on
Why
to
was
some
they
peak
drinking?
dorm room cultivation.
All this from Walmart? Who knew?
Was there any boating while intoxicated?
Hey,
Who was the captain of the boat? And what did he allow on his boat? If there were any illegal drugs possessed by anyone, drugs are still illegal in Mississippi, at least they were when I was on the bench. Drug possession, drug use, selling of drugs, dealing drugs, trafficking drugs. We've heard testimony, or allegations at least. I don't think anything's been put in affidavit format yet, about rampant drug use among certain individuals. So there are a lot of things that's been alleged. Once put into the correct format, affidavit-wise, it could lead to arrests for several things, including misdemeanors and maybe even felonies. So there's a lot left to do. We are not rushing to judgment, but I just thought I would come on here and tell you that there definitely should be search warrants issued by now, and there could be arrest warrants for certain crimes issued by now. But for the ultimate crime of murder, it is probably wise to wait to see what the autopsy reveals, or the both autopsies reveal, and then parse that together with all the video footage, all the witness statements taken, any affidavits gathered, and then make a decision, get it all to a judge at that point, for a judge to decide whether or not to sign a warrant for the arrest of one or more individuals. It would be very interesting to see what the autopsy shows. There's also the potential for kidnapping. It needs to be looked at whether or not they can get to murder. Was there kidnapping? Was this young man taken somewhere against his will at any point?
Wow.
Was there abuse of a corpse even after he died? So there's a lot of things that need to be looked at from various law enforcement perspectives. Law enforcement has to do their job and get the information to a judge in the right format before a judge can act. Had I still been on the bench, if I wanted to act, I could not act unilaterally. I would have to wait till law enforcement brought me the evidence in the right format before I could sign an arrest warrant, before I could sign a search warrant. And so that's how the process works. That's how the process works. And so I am happy to be a retired judge. I'm always going to shoot it to you straight with no chaser. Straight with no chaser. I will tell you the God honest truth. I can tell you this one thing. I may have been born at night, but I was not born last night.
Amen.
And one thing about it, you cannot fool the informed. I've been on the inside. I know the process. And we will not sit quietly and allow this to be swept under the rug. I will call your hand.
You know what he's talking about, y'all.
You are not going to play these people for a fool.
Y'all know exactly who he's talking about.
You are not going to play these people for a fool. We know the process. We know what you should be doing. And by God, I plan to make sure you do it. Or we're going to call you out each and every time. There is a process. What I do know is, had the roles been reversed, by now, there would likely have been already arrests made. It wouldn't have taken all 6 days, 7 days, whatever amount of days it's going to take. Had the roles been reversed, justice, the wheels of justice spin quickly. Somebody would have been arrested for something.
Absolutely.
By now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But since the roles are what they are,
yeah,
we are expected to be patient, and they're going to cross every T and they're going to dot every I in the investigation before they make a move because of the people that are potentially involved. Mm-hmm. That's the way the criminal justice system works, unfortunately.
I believe him.
If you have access to power or money, in some instances, if you're the right color or the right hue, you will get the benefit of the doubt. And regardless of all of that, based on what I've heard, not in the affidavits I've seen, if the affidavits come to support what I've heard, I do believe, especially with the autopsy, once that is in, and then if we look at the body to see if there were any bruises or anything else, it should lead to the arrest of one or more individuals for murder, for accessory to murder, for conspiracy to commit murder, aggravated assault, kidnapping.
Wow.
And a list of other possible things. But right now, I could say that based on that video evidence of him demanding his phone back, someone could immediately be arrested for theft, wrongful conversion of his property.
With Walmart's Back to College Finds, your room can fully match your passion.
She's a plant science girly for real.
I mean, I'm trying to put you onto some peak dorm room cultivation.
All this from Walmart?
Off of this.
Who knew?
So, and once you make that first arrest, you start putting pressure on people. It becomes very serious at that point. No one wants their loved ones sitting behind bars, even jail bars, definitely not prison bars. So it becomes very serious at that point. And there are persons of interest that should have been interviewed by now, should have been questioned, picked up, and taken to the station, even if they didn't voluntarily go. There are certain people that should be classified as suspects by now. They should not just be persons of interest. They should be actual suspects. I do not agree with the sheriff saying right now foul play is not suspected. He should have said right now it is too early to tell one way or the other if he was going to say anything and try to be
yeah, that's what I said too.
Fair and impartial.
Right, absolutely.
Because all of this suspicious stuff, the suspicion and the actions of the individuals themselves lead you to believe that something is awry. And the stories are not adding up. The stories are not adding up. So if you believed that he stayed with a young lady, why were you calling the Coast Guard at 11 p.m. at night?
Didn't I just say that, y'all? I said
July the
that.
4th.
Like, if you feel he was with you, he told you he was going to stay with a female. So why would you call the Coast Guard? You had no reason to call the Coast Guard because he already told you he was going to stay out there with a female friend that he met there. So why did you need to call the Coast Guard? It's not adding up. I just said that.
And why did the Coast Guard somehow forget that and then remember it? And
I just said that too. Yeah.
It's just very strange. And why would you lawyer up before there is even a body found? If my best friend died by drowning accidentally, the last thing I'm going to be doing is hiring a lawyer. I'm going to be too busy grieving my friend's accidental death. And I would not, in my wildest imagination, ever think that anyone would suspect me of a crime. Accidents happen all of the time.
Yeah.
All of the time. And one thing about it, if I had been there when he drowned, I would probably been so exhausted from trying to save him that I wouldn't have time to think about hiring a lawyer or time for my parents to think about hiring a lawyer. And if I am recalling things correctly, I do believe that one of those young people's parents went out to the island. Now, this is a bunch of young folks. I believe one of the mothers got on Facebook and said she went to the island at some point. Why was she there?
Wow.
What was she doing? She was not in their age group. I don't know too many parents that go to a teenage gathering or young person's gathering. What was she doing? I'm curious to know.
Me too.
I'm not even on the bench anymore.
Do anyone of y'all know who parents was that? Lord Jesus, I don't go nowhere with my kids when they were their friends. No. That's their friends, and I let them do their own thing. No, I don't go anywhere with my kids. No.
But I'm very curious to know what she was out there doing and who she may have been coaching, or what she may have been an accessory to. Mm-hmm. It's very odd that she was out there, because I'm sure she was not on the guest list. When I tell you I'm tired, it's because I am. It's time for us to have the knowledge. I got my law degree in 2002. So you're looking at somebody that has nearly a quarter of a century of experience in the legal realm. I spent 6.5 years on the bench. I am not going to mislead you, because too many of us have gone along to get along for too long. I have to meet my makers.
Yo, since this case came out and Carmelo case, man, you've been hearing a lot of people that been lawyers, prosecutors, defense attorneys. They are all saying the same thing, y'all. Are y'all peeping and play They're saying the same thing.
Face in peace. I have to look myself in the mirror. I'm not going to betray you. Enough is enough is enough.
Oh, Rebecca,
I know
you
no one
are?
wants to see their
Oh,
loved one
okay.
go to prison or be held accountable.
Hey, Kimberly
But
girl.
if the shoe fits, you might as well get ready to wear it. No one is above the law. And if you can't do your job because you're friends with certain people, you need to recuse yourself. Recuse yourself and let somebody that can do their job correctly do it. I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone may have about the process or anything I just said.
Right, Mom, they calling it
There
out.
is a criminal justice process.
Wow.
And I know how things should go. And when they don't go as they should, you have to ask yourself why. Again, I'm Judge Carlos Moore. I've been coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been living here now nearly 3 years, but Mississippi is home. The Gulf Coast is home. I know several members of the Wells family and the Wansley family, and again, they have my deepest condolences for their loss.
And thank you
It's tragic.
so much, Judge, for intervening.
Tragic folks that you trusted your loved one
and helping his family
to spend time with. Left an island without having the decency to account for your son. That's sad. I can't imagine the level of pain. And I've heard some people say that the Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division should come in and investigate, or the FBI, MBI, who actually has jurisdiction to do this. Those are good questions. We may need more assistance besides the local law enforcement to get down to the bottom of this. If there's anyone that's truly willing to live up to the oath they took, they swore as a law enforcement officer, as a judge, if you're willing to live up to that oath and be unbiased and do a true investigation and consider the facts fairly, please step up. And if you can't do the job fairly, please step aside. This is too serious. You have too many educated people watching this case now, and we're not going to let you get away with murder, potentially with no one being held accountable. We're not going to do it. Whoever did something untoward needs to be held accountable, needs to go before a jury of their peers, and need to let that jury of their peers decide their guilt or innocence.
With Walmart's back to college finds, your room can fully
I
match your
like how he's
passion.
talking. Thank you so
She's a
much,
plant
Judge.
science girly for real.
Appreciate
I
you
mean, I'm trying to put you on to
speaking out
some
on
peak
behalf
dorm
of
room
his family.
cultivation.
All this from Walmart? Who knew?
I hate these commercials.
The standards for an arrest warrant is simple, probable cause to believe a crime has been committed. The judge has to have probable cause, more likely than not, that a crime has been committed for an arrest warrant to be signed. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. It's probable cause, more likely than not.
That is so true, Rebecca. I can definitely agree with you 1,000%. Why would they want Nolan's phone and didn't want the boy's phone that was with him, that erased Nolan's shit in his phone? Why didn't you take their phone? You should have took their phones first. That's what they should have did. You're absolutely right, Rebecca.
That's a very low burden to meet. And the evidence needs to get to a judge pretty soon.
Oh, Kimberly, he was basically saying that somebody should have been arrested by now. Those boys' phones should have been taken. They should have had warrants for the phones, warrants for everything by now. Why is they taking so long to get warrants for this and warrants for that? So that's basically what he's saying, that this case is not being done right. And he was saying like someone can either go to jail for having Nola's phone without Nolan even knowing about it. So he was basically saying things like that.
We know that won't be the end all just because there will be an arrest. At some point, I do believe it's still going to be a long process. The local judge, the municipal judge, as I was, will have to do the arraignment and decide whether or not the individual or individuals get bail and what that bail amount will be. If it's a capital offense or if it's a first degree murder charge or manslaughter charge or whatever it may be, kidnapping, aggravated assault, that the judge will have to set bail or decide or deny it. Will the persons be flight risk? All that has to be taken into consideration. From there, there will be a preliminary hearing likely where the evidence will be presented to that local judge who will get to decide whether or not to bind it over to a grand jury or dismiss the charge. Once it's bound over to a grand jury, it'll be up to the grand jury to decide what to actually indict the individuals for. And then once there is an indictment or indictments are secured, individuals will have to stand trial or if they plead not guilty, to get to stand trial. Otherwise, if they plead guilty, it could go immediately to sentencing. You would expect, based on what I've seen so far, that there won't be any guilty pleas automatically, and this probably will go to trial. You have contradicting stories. You have Katie that's saying one thing. You have the young man that's saying another. I see Katie has not lawyered up, from what I have been told, and she's been speaking freely, and her family's been speaking freely. Whereas I understand that some others have decided not to speak to the press and have lawyered up. And people are entitled in this country. You are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. There's nothing wrong with lawyering up. In fact, if it was my family, I would advise my family to remain quiet too. That's what lawyers do. We advise them to remain quiet. They have.
I don't know if I trust Katie neither. I don't know if I trust none of them motherfuckers. Fuck Katie too. I don't know. She might have spoke to the mom. I don't trust her neither. I don't trust none of them. And I always been like that. No, hell no. Fuck them all. If I was the mom, I wouldn't trust none of them. And Kimberly, the picture you're talking about with the pool, I mean, everybody got their different opinions about it. Some people in the chat saying they don't believe that happened. Some people in the chat saying they don't believe that pool thing was the day of. Me and Open Book, we're on the fence about it. Meaning, because we don't have proof that was the day of the 4th of July, right? So I don't want to say that was the day of the 4th of July and they went to the boy house for a pool party. Now, this is what a girl is saying on social media. She's saying everybody went back to this boy house. They had a pool party. They was drinking, and you can tell it was drinks there, even if it wasn't the 4th of July. Because on the side of the pool, you can see like alcohol cans and stuff on the side of the pool. I don't know if y'all seen that because I did see it because I zoomed in and I seen it. So I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. And the only reason I say that too, because the mother didn't speak of it, the father didn't speak of it. And again, maybe they're not speaking of it because they don't have no proof of it, because no one is not really telling them anything. Now, let me say this. If it was a party there, right? Because if I had a party at my house, a pool party, and something went down at my house and a child got hurt, I'm going to definitely let the police review my footage if I was not out there and I don't know what happened. So did this mother have cameras out in our house? I'm quite sure she did. Like, it was a very big, beautiful home, because I zoomed in on a home, nice home. Okay. What did the mother hear? Did they question the mother? Now I'm saying if, y'all, because I don't want to say it was the 4th of July because I wasn't there. But I'm saying if it was the 4th of July, did the police go there? Did they investigate the mother? Did they investigate any kids were there? Was any cameras there that the mother could have released the footage to the police department? Did the police department talk to the mother? It's so many questions. It's just so many questions. So I really, don't want to say, but I'm just saying, if it did go down, did the police department go there? Did they question the mother? They said the mother, well, this girl said the mother came out drunk, screaming, get the fuck out, y'all. I'm going to call the police, blah, 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 blah. They said that Nolan was spitting up blood. So why, if this was a party there, why wasn't none of them kids in that pool questioned? Why was the mother of that household questioned? If it's any camera footage, why didn't get a warrant for the camera footage? I'm just saying, if it happened, y'all, because again, I don't know because I wasn't there, but I'm just throwing it out there.
You have a right to remain quiet. And a lot of times you remain quiet for good reason, because anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. But people also have a right to be suspicious of why individuals lawyered up so fast. Why are they not talking? This is serious. It's serious business. People's potential freedom are on the line, and somebody has lost their life. Someone has lost their life. At least the people that's alive still have a fighting chance. You never know what a jury in Mississippi will do. We do know that no one ever was held accountable for Emmett Till's murder, despite the evidence, the overwhelming evidence. No one was ever held accountable. I can only hope and pray that in 2026, 2027, should the facts be presented to a jury of peers, that it'll be given reasonable consideration, and that if the facts are proven beyond a reasonable doubt, that the individuals that may soon be arrested and tried for the death, for their role in the death of Nolan Wells, will be held accountable. That's all we can hope and pray for, and we will have to live with whatever the jury's verdict is.
Okay, sis.
Because in this country,
that's the person
we go through the entire process. We live with the verdict of the jury. It has to be a unanimous verdict, and they get to decide guilt or an acquittal. And if they cannot agree, it's a hung jury, and the prosecution gets to decide if they try the case again. They can continue to try it again until they get a unanimous decision one way or the other. So it's gonna be a long road ahead. Keep the Wells and ones that's family in your prayers. They have to deal with all of this in a very public light. They are not allowed to grieve privately because of the very public nature of this death. And so it's a lot to process. One day your life is going as normal, and the next day you are thrown in the limelight. But I applaud the parents for standing together and fighting for answers. And they have been very good. They are not accusing anybody of anything. They just simply want answers. And once those answers are given and properly investigated, they are hoping that the right thing is done. And that's my hope too. Whatever the evidence leads to, as long as there has been a thorough investigation, I'm willing to accept that. But I do not want anyone getting any favoritism. I want a complete, thorough investigation. And I'm glad another independent investigation is going alongside the.
With Walmart's Back to College Finds, your room can fully match your passion.
She's a plant science girly for real.
I mean, I'm trying to put you on to some peak dorm room cultivation.
All this from Walmart?
Okay, cool. Can you sit in the chat?
The law enforcement investigation. Again, I had the privilege of serving the great people of Mississippi, because the people of Mississippi, for a large part, certain people I consider great in Mississippi. I used to call the state great. I no longer will refer to it as a great state of Mississippi because it still has a lot of growing to do. It's not a place that I feel comfortable living any longer and raising my family. And I would encourage any of my friends to move to Mississippi in its current configuration.
Ooh, Lord, child. If he was a judge and said that, child, shit, if I was living there, I think I'd move right away. I'd be putting shit into motion. Wow. Wow. Because he live in Atlanta now. But he's on vacation right now. I think he's in Florida.
It's a dangerous place.
Wow.
It's a dangerous place with a deep-seated racism. And they are known to try to keep Black people in their place.
Wow.
So no matter what your socioeconomic status is as a Black person in Mississippi, they are known to try to keep you in your place.
Wow.
And one thing about me, I decided where my place was. No one else got to decide where that place was. My place was equal with theirs. And in my eyes, I was always equal, never beneath. My parents raised me to believe you are no better than anyone and you are no worse than anyone. You are equal. I believe that, and I do believe that's how we all should be treated. Equal justice under the law. And all men are created equal, and we are endowed with unalienable rights. I believe that. And America will be forced to live up to his promise. It will be forced to live up to his promise. I could go on and on, but I have been here to express from my viewpoint the perch that I had as one who wore the robe in not one, but two jurisdictions in Mississippi, where I signed countless search warrants and arrest warrants. I know the process, and I'm happy to have enlightened you on tonight. Please share this with your friends. Let them hear it from the horse's mouth, because people will have you to believe that you're crazy based on your suspicions. A lot of your suspicions and what you're saying, you're dead on, you're dead right. You're hitting the nail on the head. Keep asking the questions, keep prodding. And if you ever want to know if you're on the right track, I'm just a chat or email away.
Wow. Wow, y'all.
Thinking last night
Hold
about
on,
this case
y'all.
and their theory and how it
Next
didn't make any
second.
sense and how it didn't fit and how something is wrong. That occurred to me.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant.
It's no disguise. It's no disguise. It makes no sense. It doesn't fit. If it
I'm
doesn't
glad
fit,
he spoke.
you
Yes,
must
me
acquit.
too.
We need to throw Hey yo, what's going on? We want to tap in with y'all not guilty boys. We've been on vacation, as you can see. I'm at the pool right now with my feet kicked up, family vacation, and Drew is out enjoying his second year anniversary with his lovely wife Jocelyn. First, I want to say congratulations and happy anniversary to my boy YD and his lovely wife.
You know, I love their relationship. You know, on the outside of them being two attorneys, I really love their relationship.
But we want to tap in and talk. We want to tap in and talk to y'all real quick about the Carmelo Anthony appeal, the motion for new trial and the motion to recuse the judge that was filed by the appeals team this week. And we wanted to touch on some of the, the key points of this appeal and where it's at right now. One of the most important things, just jumping right into the appeal, is that they asked for
Y'all, they did this last night.
for Judge Roach to recuse himself, and he has since denied recusing himself. So now Judge Roach has sent this to an independent judge for the independent judge to decide whether or not he should be recused. I find that quite interesting that he didn't recuse himself, given the statements that he made to the media right after the trial that he thought, all his rulings were correct and he thought Carmelo Anthony was guilty and the jury got it right. Well, Judge Roach, you do understand that he gave that interview maybe 2 days after trial, but Judge Roach, you do understand, based on the Code of Criminal Procedure, Carmelo Anthony has 75 days to ask for a motion for new trial, and that motion for new trial will go before you. So why would you be making statements into the media about your personal opinion on this trial when there's still work to be done on this case? What you think about that, YD?
I think that his statements to the media after is indicative of a lot of things. I think that it's indicative. Oh, there you are. I think it's indicative of the fact that, you know, he think this shit over with. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you get on her and say something? Why would you get on her and choose a side when you could possibly have a motion for new trial before you, and that requires you to be impartial. So here you
Right.
are after the trial. I'm talking about right after the trial, almost like you was jumping to get this done. You write thank you letters and all kind of shit, man. That shit is just it's off putting, man. If I could just find an adjective to use, it is off putting. What the fuck you think you gonna do when this motion for new trial comes before you, and you done already said on national news that you believe everything you did was right? When the motion for new trial is pretty much saying that you was wrong. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Facts.
You're not going to
Right.
admit to that. The same way I told you people that he wasn't going to voluntarily recuse himself. You're
Right.
not going to do that. A person that doesn't take any responsibility or accountability is not going to remove himself from that situation. That situation where he
Right,
gets
right.
to use his power. You see what I'm saying? To get a result that he deems proper. He said he thought he was guilty. I ain't never heard a judge say that shit before. I done heard a
Never.
judge say, you know, you know, I really ain't like that testimony too much. I've heard a judge say, I really liked her. I've heard that, but I haven't heard a judge just right after a trial come out and say, I was right about everything I did. I mean, really think about it. Like, let's take this
Think
shit away
about
from the court. Let's take this shit away from the courthouse. Let's just go in the world. You know what I'm saying? In the world, you are required to, if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. You see what I'm saying? And if you're wrong, you take accountability. It's simple as that. You know what I'm saying? And somebody that gets up and says, I think everything I did was right, when you ain't, so you think not letting no media in was right? You think, not finding a way to honor that agreement that was made between the state and the defense on the record was right? Like, come on, man. It's a lot of shit, man, that's kind of, it seemed like a lot of steps were taken. Just like the file's still under seal. Why is it still under seal?
Right.
It's just so many
Right.
steps taken to keep the public from knowing what's really going on. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yup.
And you know what, YD? Checks and balances is a part of our systems, right? It's a part of our judicial
Government,
system.
highest level of government.
It's a part of our judicial system. The trial court is always checked by the appellate court. So it's not even your decision. It's not your opinion,
It's out of your hands. It's out of your
Judge
hands now.
Roach, whether or not you made the right rulings or not.
Right. It
It's
ain't up
almost
to
like
you if you made the right rulings or not.
it's not up to him. It's up to the appellate courts. It's almost like he was hedging his bet. But this whole
For
time,
sure.
public, to our people that follow us and been following us throughout this trial, this whole time, we originally thought that Mike Howard was the one dropping the ball here. Now, and I agree, Mike Howard did drop the ball to some extent. But after reading Mike Howard's affidavit in that motion for new trial, now I know that the judge was thwarting everything that the defense tried to do. So it's not like Mike Howard didn't try. Mike Howard tried, and I ain't making no excuse for Mike Howard. I still think he fucked up in the case, and I'm gonna get to that. But what it sounds like Mike Howard is saying is that, hey, I had the epilepsy thing ready to go. I had the psychiatrist ready to go. I had the witnesses about the cheerleaders ready to go. And the judge didn't let nothing in.
I
It's
don't
just
know,
like he
Ray
shot
Ray. They
everything
didn't say
down.
it's sealed.
But you know what?
The trial was
The
legally
biggest
sealed.
mistake I think Mike Howard made in his affidavit that he wrote, we don't never agree to anything with the state. Why would you stipulate to the state? See, that's that buddy shit that Mike Howard wrote about in his emails. That's that shit coming back to bite you and your client in your ass. You thought these was your friends. Look, Bill Worth tricked you, Mike Howard. He duped you and tricked you. Why would you agree not to go into the character of the victims when you need that to play up why they was the aggressors and why Carmelo needed to defend himself that day. This is why me and Drew don't agree to anything when we go to trial. And that's why we're successful when they call us not guilty for us. Why would we agree to that? Just why? Just think about it. I'm trying to prove you the aggressor, but I'm not going to go into anything about you being a bully. Hell no. And then on top of that, it sounds like Bill Worth not only tricked Mike Howard, but he pumped him too. Because why is he standing over your shoulder, Mike Howard, going question by question, or each question you intend
Man,
to ask
fuck
Carmelo
that,
Anthony?
bro.
Look, I would
Fuck
have
all
threw a
that, bro.
strong elbow, and that Baylor probably would have been coming. Look, Bill, back up, bro. What you doing, bro?
Fam,
It's
we
not
don't
my
even.
duty to give you my questions.
Yes. My bad, bro. Go ahead.
That's like he asked the defense, "Let me see your playbook" before the game started, and Mike Howard showed his playbook, and it allowed him to make all the objections. He went. Bill Worth tried to pinpoint. You can ask this question. Now you can't ask that question. Open the door. This is why you gotta try cases zealously and aggressively. I'm finna pass it to you because we're not worried about opening no damn door. The facts that happened under the tent is what happened under the tent. Anything that happened prior or after, that's collateral. But we're not worried about that and what happened under the tent because we know we will defend ourselves. So we're not worried about opening the door to anything. We gonna open the door to the Metcalfs as well. And so it's gonna be two doors open, and we going through both of them. Head up. What you think, Wadi?
Furious about that shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's 30 prongs, and I made it to like number 17, bro, and I chilled. I'll probably read the rest when I'm on the plane, fam. But number one, let me pick it back off something you said. First and foremost, bro. God is my witness. Strike me down if I'm lying, bro. I don't even give a prosecutor the they can come over there looking at my shit, bro. What is that, bro? Like a prosecutor not even finna approach me on that because they know, man. I'm gonna look at them like they got some shit on their face. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, okay, let's break this shit all the way down. This shit got layers to it, right? Okay, first and foremost, why the fuck would you make an agreement with a prosecutor in the first place? That's first of all. Now, under one of my posts. And then you call it a gentleman's agreement. A gentleman's agreement is for honorable people. That's what I'll make a gentleman's agreement with Mike. I'll make a gentleman's agreement with my daddy. I'll make a gentleman's agreement, I don't know, somebody trustworthy, bro. Somebody on my side. The DA and the state not on the same side. That's number one. Number two. Well, let me tell you what making an agreement, period, is indicative of to me, though. Before I go into the layers, making an agreement is indicative of the fact that you are so fucking scared of the facts of this case, or you are so scared of whatever aggravating evidence they got on your client that you was willing to take risk him getting.
Oh yeah, I definitely believe that was Nolan asking for his phone. Yes, I definitely agree that. I definitely agree that was Nolan asking for his phone.
35. You was willing to risk. Let me tell you something. You face shit and you overcome shit. And
right.
I don't believe that there was anything valuable to the state or that effective on the defense to where he had to just agree not to bring nothing in. That is some, man, look, that's some pussy shit, bro. I just gotta call a spade, bro, because I'm mad about it, bro. I'm mad about it. See, you really sold that man up the road so you wouldn't have to face no bad evidence in that courtroom. Bruh, you face that shit, you overcome that shit, you let your client explain that shit. I don't care what was in that cell phone. Unless it was him saying, whenever the Metcalf boys walk up to me tomorrow, I'm gonna stab one of them in the chest.
Come on now, premeditation. It wasn't no premeditation.
If it wasn't a clear showing of premeditation, bro, bring them out, nigga. Call T.I. and Jay-Z. Bring them out, nigga. Bring all the evidence out. You lay your shit on the table, and I'm going to have my client explain it, and then I'm going to put my shit on the table, and let's see if the Metcalf boy can explain it.
Absolutely.
Let's see. You see what I'm saying?
Here's another... Go ahead, my bad.
But hold on, one more thing, Mike. Tell me if you agree. It's one thing. Okay, so the affidavit said that not only did Mike Howard agree not to go into any character
Thank you, sis, for the donation. And they are going to be covering the Nolan case too, y'all, because they was talking about it. They're going to be covering that too.
The evidence. But he agreed not to bring any testimony about the epilepsy, and he agreed not to call that expert on fight or flight. Now, here's my point. It's one thing for us to trade apples for apples or oranges for oranges, okay? But evidence of him having epilepsy is not fucking character evidence, bro. It shouldn't even been in a conversation. Evidence of fight or flight, you might could argue that to be character evidence, but the epileptic shit is not character evidence. And I think the affidavit said that the judge even agreed with that the epileptic shit wasn't character evidence. So why you ain't get into it? He dropped the ball, bro. He dropped the ball. And what's the most heartbreaking shit for me is I hope this shit appealable on the argument, on the fact that he relied on that shit. Because it's kind of a subjective argument. You know what I'm saying?
Let me take my glasses off for this one. Because I need the people to see me and feel me on this one. I take my glasses off.
Bro, they picked that nigga, they picked Mike Howard up by his ankles and shook his lunch change out. That's what they did to that nigga, man.
And you know what? Bill just kept pushing. By the point he's standing over Mike Howard's shoulder in the hallway during trial, reading his Mike Howard's questions, Bill had already knew he had him. I already got you to agree to the agreement. You did that. That agreement was not in writing. It's nothing to enforce. But here's the thing, Mike Howard. And let me make this song tangent on this point about the agreement. How far are you willing to take it, Mike Howard? How far are you willing to take it? Because as attorneys, through the rules of professional conduct, we have a duty to be truthful to each other. And if you're saying that he was untruthful to you, that is a grievance that you could file with the state bar. It should be on record, Mike Howard. How far are you willing to take it?
He ain't doing that shit.
Yeah,
he ain't doing that
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. That's where that buddy shit backfired.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear that buddy shit. To all my potential clients.
Mike Howard, Kimberly, Mike Howard was the attorney that represented Carmelo and Felden. That was his attorney.
Who think that you get a better deal by going to hire a white attorney? That's what you got to deal with. Agreements being made when you're not there. I'm going to say that again for the black community. For you thinking that you got a better shot by getting a Jewish attorney, a white attorney, they are making deals behind closed doors, behind your back, and you don't even know it.
I believe that.
Like Rick Ross say, you don't even know it.
Come on,
and
bro.
Guess what? You think just because he got the skin color to match the majority of the skin color, he doing you something. What he doing? He's selling you up the river, just like Mike Howard did. So how far are you willing to take it, Mike Howard? That bar complaint is online. That you are accusing him of being unethical. File a grievance, Mike Howard.
And now I know he was unprepared too, because if he detrimentally relied on that agreement, which by the way we ain't even talking about this part. The prosecutor duped that nigga and said he didn't think that almost said Trayvon, that he didn't think Carmelo's testimony was included in the deal. The prosecutor almost
he didn't
approached
calculate
this shit.
that he was gonna testify.
He approached this shit like, what the, I don't give a fuck about your calculations, nigga. You made the wrong calculation.
It's my right. It's my
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
It don't matter what you calculate.
He approached it like he didn't have a constitutional right to testify.
Come on now, what are we doing?
Yeah. Mike Howard got duped, bro. He got duped, and that's how you gonna see how far he willing to take it. You right, Mike. If he don't file no grievance on him, bro, this shit ain't worth nothing, bro. That shit ain't worth. It really still ain't worth nothing, honestly. This some after the fact.
The sad part about it is it appealable? I don't know if the fact you got duped.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know that. I don't know if the fact that he went against the agreement, gentleman agreement y'all had, is a appealable issue. I don't think that is.
What the fuck is a gentleman's agreement in court, bro? No, my nigga, you get that shit in writing, you get it before the judge, and you get it on record, bro. Ain't no, like, what the fuck is this, bro? That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, and it goes back to not hiring a black attorney. That hire whoever gonna help you the most. But you went and thought you had you a good old boy, and you did. You had a good old boy that sold him right on up the road. Because see, look, if he was actually prepared and had his client ready to testify no matter what, it wouldn't have mattered if that gentleman's agreement went out the door. He'd have been ready.
And
He'd have been
here's the
ready.
thing about that agreement. I heard the judge say this. I don't have no way to enforce that agreement. And even though nobody may like it, the judge may be right. But how does he enforce that agreement?
He
It ain't
could have put it on the record.
That's why it needs
He
to
could have
be
put
in
it on the
writing.
record.
That's why it needs to be in
on the record. Call the court reporter in. All the people got them nice ass offices in the back. Call them in. Say what the agreement is. Say that both sides agree, and be done with it.
Bro,
Gentleman's agreement and a nigga life on the line. That's how you know, bro.
It's
Gentleman's agreement.
It's two ways you could have locked it in. You lock it in a motion to limine, right? Agreed motion to limine. You lock it in at a stipulation of evidence. That's how you lock it in. But Mike, you just don't trust Bill because you have cocktails with him every other Friday at the golf course.
They did.
You can't
Nola,
trust
they did.
Bill.
Bill
Knew that you was
that motherfucker look shaky. He look untrustworthy, bro.
Look, Bill knew that Mike was soft and he sucked his teeth in. Why I'm showing you my questions for my client? I don't have a duty to do that.
Fam, I'm not even telling you if my client, we're not even discussing if my client testifying. I don't know yet. Fuck you talking about? We're not finna have a whole meeting in chambers, so you can thwart what the fuck I'm trying to do. Like, come on, bro. And if you prepared, see, that's why I don't never feel like the state can stop what I got coming anyway. Because I'll be prepared for everything. I got, you draw a fork in the road. You get to a fork in the road. What you gonna do if this goes left? What you gonna do if this goes right? If you get to go straight, then just keep going straight. Okay, they object right here. What you gonna do? Okay, they come out with this evidence. What you gonna do? You gonna question this person about it, or you gonna tell them no further questions and not even let them go deeper into it? What you gonna do to put that fire out? All you gotta do is put the fire out and keep it moving, man. And that, bro, he had to be like a deer in headlights, bro. And honestly, fam, I think with the missing piece to the puzzle, what was the evidence, bro?
Come on,
what was the evidence that you were scared of that was gonna come out where you thought it wasn't worth him telling his story under that tent? You thought it wasn't worth him explaining his statements to the police. You thought it wasn't worth him taking a stand at all. What the fuck was it, Mike Howard? What was it, bro?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I got a lot of moving parts over here. Like I said, we're on vacation, we're at the pool. But anyway, people, yeah, Mike Howard fell for the okie doke. Bill got over, and the judge assisted in that. I mean, it ain't the judge's duty to say, well, Bill, you told Mike you was gonna not do that, so you can't do that. No, Mike, as an attorney, you gotta object when it's time to object, and you gotta present your evidence and not be afraid of whatever the DA may have over there. And your fear it cost Carmelo. So again, how far are you willing to take it? Or are you gonna file that grievance since he was unethical per your own signed affidavit submitted in his motion for new trial? And it's another thing I want to say about this. Two things, Drew. Two more things. Number one, we was all screaming ineffective assistance of counsel, but I don't see that nowhere in the motion for new trial. So I have to sit there and think to myself, why wouldn't they file ineffective assistance of counsel? But then I saw Mike Howard's affidavit. Okay, so maybe the appeals
got him to help.
Thought it was more valuable for him to be on our side than to point the finger at him right now.
It was because they never would have. They never would have knew about the agreement. They never would have knew about that.
They never would have known.
So they made the right decision on that.
It is very normal and very typical for a trial attorney to work with the appeals attorney in the appellate case. We've done that ourselves as trial attorneys on a couple of appeals. We work with the appellate attorneys all the way through the decisions. So that's a year, 2 years down the road. We still working with the appeals lawyer, assisting with the appeal. So maybe the appeals team thought that Mike Howard would be more valuable as an asset than as a foe. And we can't do nothing but respect the experts on that because they have the experience in doing these appeals, and I trust Russ and his team that they know what they're doing. But secondly, one of the other appeal issues that they raised was Carmelo's Sixth Amendment right to a public trial and how the judge denied access to the general public, the media, to cameras, And I like in emotion how they pointed out other high profile cases like Amber Geiger and other cases where the judge allowed it. The judge only opened the court for 10 minutes a day from 8:30 to 8:40 to the public, and then everything was shut down. It's 72 seats in the courtroom. He only gave 27 available seats. Nobody can access the records online. He had
Right,
you still
Rebecca.
behind
Absolutely.
his desk in his chambers. Just the way that the judge handled to publicity, that may be a good appealable issue. Every person, every defendant has a right to a public trial. The reason you want the public to be there because you want to make sure these people are being fair. And the more that things are done sealed and behind closed door, the more likely that things are not being done fairly. What you think about that, y'all?
Well, let me address something before I go into that. Somebody put under our post, I think, like, oh, so you ain't never stipulated to nothing in 13 years? Let me tell y'all something, bro. You don't make a fucking agreement with a prosecutor. Let me tell you something first. 13 years. I've never not made an agreement with a prosecutor and it hurt me. That's never happened. The DA's never said, Mr. Wilson, will you agree to this? And I say, no, I'm not agreeing to nothing. You ask Mike, I tell him vehemently, like, nah, we're not doing that. That's never hurt my client's case, ever, across the board, ever. Okay. But understand, you stipulate to shit on your own terms. Like I told y'all, usually we are arguing self-defense. So stuff that I stipulate to is, oh, Judge, yeah, that was the weapon that was used. Oh, yeah, my client's fingerprints are on that weapon. Yeah, my client was there on the scene that day because we're claiming self-defense. We can't say he wasn't there. See, you stipulate to obvious shit. That's what you stipulate to. Either for the sake of timeliness or just or strategically. See, I do shit like, I tell the state I'm not finna stipulate to this being a weapon that was used. And then right before when they call a witness for their first question, I stand up and I stipulate. Because what that does is, tactically, that shows the jury, we're not scared of this evidence. And it shows the jury that the state is wasting your time. And it shows the jury that this don't prove shit. The fact that my client's fingerprints are on the gun don't prove that he premeditated, that this was premeditated and not self-defense. So I just want to tell people that you use the stipulation shit, strategically to benefit your client, not before the trial even start. I ain't heard of that shit before, man. I haven't heard of that shit before. That's almost like the gym. Well, like I took my kids to this place the other day for my nephew's birthday. And you come in there, they have you sign a waiver, right? So basically, you agreeing not to sue these people no matter what happened in this home. Now, first of all, them waivers, people don't even know, them waivers don't stand for shit. They don't stop nobody from being sued. They just make you think you can't sue them. But you could sign a waiver and sue somebody right after that if they shit defective. But that's what I'm saying. It's almost like agreeing to, you don't know what's going to happen in trial. You don't know what's going to come out. And it's always, Mike, you know this to be true. It's always a ram in the bush. It's one that we find before trial, and it's one that we discover in trial. Always. You see what I'm saying? But as far as the opening stuff to the public, bro, that's just the most sneaky shit they did, bro. Like transparency, is it just like the truth? You never get half the truth and it's still the truth. You can't have half the truth and call it the truth. You can't be half transparent and call yourself transparent. You can't.
Right, that's fact.
Either you are or you ain't.
You're not. Right.
You got some that will and some that won't. Some like Pepsi, some like Coke. You're saying late grade UGK. You understand what I'm saying? Cool. It is or it ain't.
They straight up
You can't be hiding shit and call yourself transparent. So, it was just a lack of transparency with this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I think another thing was with that argument, Russ said that I think that the judge is required to do something else, like have an overflow room or something, or do something in place of not having the courtroom open. Give the public some avenue of access.
Right.
And he didn't do that, like you said so eloquently. I mean, the first day he shut down the overflow room. The first day. So I sure hope, that they can get this done, man. But I don't feel no better about the defense attorney's job than I did before I knew this shit, bro. I knew something was funny. I knew
Okay.
something was
Yeah.
funny about it. I knew something
Yeah.
scared the bejesus out his ass where he didn't even want to call his client. I knew like, yeah, bro, it's a tough deal, man, and it needs to be looked into in depth. But I do understand the strategy of getting him to help out so you can get all the facts. Because the judge wasn't gonna divulge none of that. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? That they would have went
Right.
to the grave with that gentleman's agreement.
Right.
You know.
Right. For what I understand, the record's still not available. I think the judge, I mean, let's just call it what it is. He thanking everybody after the play was executed. Come on now. He ran the play the exact way he wanted to run it. He didn't want us people looking to see what was going on and calling foul. Come on now. If it's supposed to be a spectator sport, why can't the public come watch the game, Judge? You just the referee. Why is you closing the arena down? We just coming to watch. We fans. Of course we gonna boo when there's a bad call made. Of course we gonna complain and boo. That's how life works. So the only way you will be shutting the court down, not giving access to the public, is because you didn't have no intentions of running a fair game in the first place. So I
Exactly.
think that I'm gonna call it what it is. That's why you think it is.
I say that all the time, Kimberly, because I can't cover cases when I feel like the family not being transparent. Me and Open Book talked about that this weekend too, because we be having some deep little conversations. Like we talked about transparency over the weekend, and like we feel like sometimes when a big story come out like this and the family want help covering it and people not being transparent about certain stuff. Either you're gonna be transparent or either you're not. You know what I'm saying? About anything in life. If you want help with anything in life, you gotta be transparent. Or if you don't want to be transparent, I feel like just leave it alone. Stay silent about it. Don't talk about it, and do what you feel is best for you. But yeah, I agree.
Everybody, because your staff in Collin County helped you execute the
Yeah, I like
sentiments
them
of
too,
this trial.
Kimberly. I
Just
like them
like the
too.
Salem witch hunts. What you scared for?
Shit, I wish they was living in my state. They cool. They down to earth. They fight for their clients. They be transparent with their clients. I like that because they know how the system really is. They really know, and you don't find too many people that's like this. Even the judge I just played a few minutes ago. He's very transparent. You know, even the other lady that was on their platform that day, she's transparent. When you've been into this shit, you know what the shit is behind the scenes. It's just that we don't know because we're not behind the scenes in the courtrooms and stuff like that. So we don't know. But since this Carmelo case and Nolan case, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. A lot of shit woke me up when it come to the justice system. Lord have mercy. I got to say yes. And I got to say shout out to everybody that was in the justice system and speaking out.
For Judge, open the doors. If everything is fair, open the doors. And the whole thing about that Saturday thing, it just shows Judge.
Yeah, that Saturday court took me
And you
for a
Come
won't
loop
on,
right
bro.
there.
recuse
I ain't
yourself,
gonna lie.
Judge Rose.
And then
You won't recuse
and
yourself. Let another
stop
judge
letting
look
these
at it.
judges preside over cases when they finna retire right after, bro. They be showing they ass. They be showing
Come
they
on now.
Yeah, I
ass.
We
heard
learned
that.
that the hard way.
Why
We
would you
learned
give the
that the hard
highest
way.
profile case in 2026 in Texas to a motherfucker that's packing his shit up?
He don't care.
And,
He
and,
can do
and, and
whatever he
let me
want to do.
tell
He
you,
out the door.
I call a spade, bro. That judge not a nice person, bro. I've seen him in
No,
action. He done
absolutely
got
not.
on to me about my pants before when they suit pants. I'm like, what you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? He didn't, he just he one of them people that gotta talk the loudest in the room. You know what I'm saying? And he seemed overly emotional, like he make emotional decisions all the time based on how you feel. I ain't never gravitated towards him or liked him much at all. You know what I'm saying? But I don't need to like a judge to be in a courtroom. That's my thing. But he just I don't put none of this shit past him. Is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Well,
put none of this shit past him.
well, we'll get some news here soon with the motions for recusal. The motion, we should know something on the motion recused very soon. Maybe this week, this coming week. The motion for new trial after that recusal is heard. that motion for new trial hearing has to happen in 75 days of the verdict, which was June 9th. So y'all do the
Right,
math on that.
Kimberly.
We're gonna get that hearing pretty soon. So we're gonna see how this all plays out. But
When is he supposed to retire, bro?
I heard December. I don't know how true it is, so but I heard he's out by the beginning of January. I
Yeah,
also
that's
But
what
it
I
heard
heard
some
too.
other
seems
stuff
December or
about it.
we'll
January.
talk offline and verify it all
No,
first. But
but I mean, he has been complaining. He does have a public reprimand before, so he's not
yeah, I
perfect.
know. I bet he do.
Why he sit on.
No, that
Go
motherfucker
look
be
at my
tripping, bro.
disciplinary record. Go look
Yeah,
at my disciplinary record. You won't see a public reprimand on mine.
won't see
You won't
shit.
see a
Won't see
private one.
shit. But but
You know
but
what I'm saying?
anytime you mention us,
Because
they gonna act like we the bad boys. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
come
We
on
ain't got
now.
none of that shit.
Ethics matter. Ethics
Well, I
matter.
guess the
You
point.
know
I
what I'm
guess the point
saying?
I was making is it could be kind of good because it seems that no matter what, if Carmelo did get a new trial, he wouldn't be the judge over it. That's what it sounds
Well,
like. Because it ain't going before December.
but this is what I hate about it. If he don't get recused, right? He's the one that has to decide the motion for new trial. Well, we already
Yeah,
know what he
yeah,
thinks. He thought
yeah,
the
for
trial
sure.
went perfect. There's no way
Yeah, for sure.
there's no way Carmelo gets the motion for new trial if judge is not recused. So what can we do as a public? And a lot of people inbox, hey, Mr. Campbell, Attorney Campbell, what can we do to help? I say we do two things. I say we do two things. We gotta start doing what they'll do to us. We gotta complain. You gotta file a judicial complaint against the judicial code of what is it? The judicial board of judicial conduct. The board of judicial conduct. Just Google it. Texas Board of Judicial Conduct. The judge not holding a public fair trial. That's something you can file a judicial complaint about. The prosecutor of the state bar of Texas has a way you can complain against attorneys. The prosecutors being unethical. Per Mike Howard. First, Mike Howard should be the first one. Him and Toby should be the first ones to file it. But the general public, y'all can file that complaint.
They're not gonna file it, bro. They're not gonna file it.
File it on their behalf. Because Mike Howard in the side affidavit said that Bill Worth was unethical. So that's what you do when unethical.
All they gotta do is attest that affidavit. That's all they gotta do.
That's it. The bar to be reaching out to Mike Howard to ask him
Yeah,
what he's
yeah. I mean,
talking
he
about.
really
At
ain't
that
gonna have
point.
to fill out too much. Yeah, all the shit is in the affidavit. So
So
you know,
we just gotta stay prayed up for Carmelo. We wanted to tap in and
Yes.
kind of touch bases. We know we kind of it's all over the place, but it's a lot of moving parts. But we thank y'all for continuously liking and supporting the Not Guilty Boys. We actually got a trial coming up ourselves here in the fall that has similar circumstances: a white deceased and a black defendant, self-defense in Tarrant County. So we
gonna
invite
win
you
that
all.
too. We're gonna
We
win. We're
invite
gonna
you all to
win.
come out.
I like
We
that.
invite the
Because I know
public to
y'all
come.
watch.
Yeah, y'all can come watch in person. Bring us some coffee. Caramel macchiato, tall, skinny
Hey,
caramel macchiato,
hey.
tall for
Pray,
Starbucks.
prayers for the Wells family, man. Also, we're gonna cover that
Prayers
as
for the
well.
well.
Prayers for the Wells family, man. I mean, but y'all gotta understand the world we live in is revealing itself.
Yep,
And it's been that
absolutely.
way the
Oh
whole
yeah,
time. But
oh
the
yeah.
world we live in is truly revealing itself. You know what I'm
They
saying?
stay playing
So
in our face. Black 18-year-old kid, black kid disappeared with all white. They got his phone.
it
They don't
ain't
want to talk to
nobody
his
been
family no
charged.
more.
Nobody been
They was
charged.
friends. The cops don't see no signs of a crime. Come on, man. They playing in our face. Prayers for the
It's
Facts.
Wells
Mississippi
family. I
too.
hope they get.
So it's Mississippi. So they gon' yeah.
We pray they get to the bottom and get some real answers for what happened to their son. But we gonna get y'all another show here soon. We check it out. Y'all just continue to stay tuned for what the Not Guilty Boys got coming up. Why do y'all see when we get home?
100. When you get home,
I'll be there tomorrow. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
bet.
All right, bet.
Okay, y'all. The case I was telling y'all about where the other boy just got charged for this boy. Let me bring that up because I want y'all to see that too. Hold on. This happened in April, y'all. This is the case here. What's their channel name? Um, Oh, the anybody know their channel? God damn it, I just logged off. Hey, Miss Smith, somebody put it in the chat their channel for me, please. Appreciate you. Prayers for both families. Yes, Lisa. Hold on, Kimberly. I'm gonna get you, baby. I'm gonna get somebody to put it in the chat for you, baby. There you go, right there, Kimberly. Is in the chat. Hey, Auntie Strokes.
Hello, my name is Minister Dominic Alexander, President and founder of the Next Generation Action Network. Today, we stand here with the family of Daniel Irving, Wishan Duradia, the attorney, Blair Mamazi, also Reverend Ronald Wright with the Texas Justice Seekers, as well as Crystal Bates with the NAACP DFW chapter. Also, family, friends, supporters, community leaders, and so many people who have stood with this family in this last 3 months. Today is 3 months since Daniel Irving left his home on April 13th. Let me say that again. Today is 3 months, April 13th. I don't want to hear someone say that the Next Generation Action Network rushed to judgment. I don't want to.
Wait, y'all, ain't this the guy that did Carmelo case, y'all? Ain't this him? I ain't even recognize him. Is that him, y'all? Let me know. Hey, Miss D, how are you? I'm doing fine, baby. How are you?
I hear nobody say that we gave our own opinion of this case.
Okay, I thought that was him.
Or we're just assassinating the character. Because what this family did is respect the process. They allowed the police department to investigate the situation. They continue to demand every day that charges be brought against these boys. Before I say anything, I want to address what the Next Generation Action Network always deal with. We did not create American history. We inherited it. Black Americans didn't.
Could one of the moms go over there and get the link and put the link in the chat of the Not Guilty Boys. That's the name of the channel. Or you can just look it up, sis. It'll come up. The name of it is Not Guilty Boys. At the end of boys, it's not an S, it's a Z. If you can't find it, I'll get somebody to drop it.
Did not create disparities. We inherited a justice system that goes from generations to generations. This is not about race based.
Yeah, I've seen this stuff, yeah.
That white America likes to bring up. This is about us demanding a system to work just like we see it work for our white counterparts in America. I've been doing this for 12 years. It doesn't take 3 months to investigate what happened to Daniel Irving.
Cover up. Cover up.
Tampering with the evidence charge is an outright disrespect to this family, to me, to this community. You cannot later on say this is an accident.
Thank you,
when
Ray Ray.
you fail to report.
Thank
Black
you,
Americans have realized when we leave someone and we leave the scene of what could be alleged as a crime, we are later picked up within 24 hours, maybe even the same hour. But that's history, that's facts. That's not some made up story that Dominic Alexander created in 2026. It's what we know, the justice system. This family was hit with the fact of a police officer saying after Riley Johnson came into the police department, that's the minor suspect in this case with his parents, after days, that this may be a mistake. But you failed to go back to the house. You picked Daniel Irving up and tell this family that something happened. You threw out his clothes out of a moving vehicle.
Wow.
You threw out his cell phone in a moving vehicle. Eyewitness says that they never saw them with fishing rods. They saw them go, they're two white individuals with a black male, and then when they returned to the car, they did not see that black man.
It sounds like they had already planned to unalive this black boy. That's what it sounds like. But he lied and told the police they went there for fishing. But nobody never seen them with no fishing shit. Nothing. They had nothing to do with fishing. Okay? They got out of the car with no fishing rods, got back in the goddamn car with no fishing rods. Okay? They went there to unalive this boy. Yeah, that's what they did.
Male. What after 90 days?
Happy birthday, sis.
Call that. We can only call it murder.
Amen. Amen.
The fact that I have to have this mother endure another press conference to address this issue. We just want justice, just like any other family. No matter the race, color, creed, or orientation, this mother should not have to look at the fact or look at the ashes of her son. Daniel should be preparing himself for his life in the military, as I was told.
Amen.
Daniel will never have that wedding, that child, whatever God had in store for him. It was taken. And yet there is a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old, Lucas Roper and Riley Johnson, who have been arrested with tampering with evidence. But I'm here to say to Dallas Police Department and to the Dallas County District Attorney, John Cruzo, we want murder.
Metcalf, y'all watching this? I hope y'all looking at it. Yeah. How they unalive that black boy. You looking at it? Watch it.
Charges. We demand it. We want it now. I'm going to bring up the first family attorney, Sean DeRadia.
Daniel Irving was a son, a brother, a high school senior who had his whole life ahead of him. He was an honor roll student. He was a member of his swim team. On April 13th, 2026, Daniel Irving and two individuals went to Lake Ray Hubbard. That day, only two of those individuals returned. They returned home to their families, and Daniel Irving ended up on the bottom of Lake Ray Hubbard, never to see his mother or his family ever again. My name is Attorney Sean DeRadia, and I'm here with my co-counsel, Mr. Blair Namazi, and we have the honor and privilege to be retained by Ms. Tamika Irving and her family to conduct an independent investigation as to the cause of death of Mr. Daniel Irving. Now you may ask, why do we need an independent investigation? That is because this family has lost confidence in the system that is supposed to protect them.
Lord Jesus, y'all, we hearing this all the time, y'all. Ain't we hearing this all the time that these families no more can't trust the justice system? Wow. This is sad.
Of the Dallas Police Department. They have not given this death of an 18-year-old Daniel Irving the urgency it deserves and demands. Daniel Irving was an honor roll student. He was a member of his swim team. He was a strong, healthy young athlete. For these two suspects to say he drowned and they left doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Something smells off to us.
Just like Nolan, y'all. Just like Nolan.
Those two suspects let Daniel Irving, they let his body sit on the bottom of Lake Ray Hubbard for 4 days.
Wow.
4 days he sat there. They went to school. They lived their lives. They talked to their parents, talked to their friends, acted like nothing happened. Only after this case got media attention, after it was on the news, social media, there's a manhunt. Police were looking. That's when they came over. 4 days it took them, and they said it was an accident. If it's an accident, why hide the clothes? Why flee the scene? Why toss Daniel Irving's cell phone out the car? Better yet, why do you have Daniel Irving's cell phone? Why go home and delete every text message, every communication?
Y'all, what that sound like, y'all? What that sound like? They did the same thing to Nolan. Deleted every text message, y'all. The only thing about it, they ain't get rid of Nolan clothes. And this boy stayed in the river, y'all, for 4 days before the police found him. Now, y'all, this is new now. This is not old. I've been looking into this case because it was sent to me over the weekend. And I did a little bit of investigation on it. I said, well, I'll be damned, this sound like Nolan.
If you have nothing to hide and it's an accident, why delete the evidence? Why delete the text? Those are the answers we demand. This is a call to action. We are asking and demanding that the Dallas Police Department conduct a thorough, complete, and impartial investigation. Follow the facts where they may lead.
Facts.
And bring the appropriate charges, including but not limited to murder.
Amen. Amen.
To the Dallas County District Attorney's Office, this family, this community will not accept tampering charges, a measly $10,000 bond as the final.
I think this happened like 3 months ago, but the boys just got arrested, if I'm not mistaken. But this is a new case. This just happened. Yeah. The boy kept the cell phone and everything. He talked to the boy mama, act like he didn't do nothing. Everything. He gave the boy mama the cell phone. He had already deleted everything out of the cell phone. He threw the boy clothes away and everything. Yeah, him and his friend. Yeah.
Final say for Daniel Irving. We won't accept that. Take this case, take the facts, take the evidence to a grand jury and bring the appropriate charges. We will not let Daniel Irving's name die in vain. Amen. We will not let his name die in vain. And we will say his name and we will say it loud and proud. Amen. Daniel Irving deserves justice. Amen.
Right, sis, in April. Yeah. But it took them so long to arrest these two boys. It took them so long because the pressure stayed on that police department, y'all. That mom and daddy was not giving up because that mom and daddy knew that them two white boys had something to do with their son's death, right? And another good thing about it, see, they had witnesses that said that they seen these boys get out of their cars with no fishing pole because they lied and said they were all going out there fishing. But no. They was not going out there fishing. They knew what they was really going out there for. And they did what they went out there for. Okay? Because these witnesses came forward and said that when they seen them get out of the car, they have no fishing poles.
We came here for three things today. We came here to demand justice, to demand accountability, to demand change.
Facts.
Justice for Daniel Irving. Accountability for every single person involved in the death of Daniel Irving. And change. So no mother has to stand before, in this situation, demanding, begging, pleading to get justice for her son. This is a difficult time for this family. This has been tough. But again, we want justice. We want accountability, and we want change. And we will not be quiet. We will not stop, and we will not go away until we get justice for Daniel Irving. Thank you.
To quote William Shakespeare, something's rotten in the state of Denmark. What we know today are the same facts that the Dallas Police Department knew on April 17th when they interviewed these suspects. And why did it take them 3 months to decide to do anything about it? Why did it take thousands, tens of thousands of people, millions of views on social media to get our law enforcement agencies to do the job that we expect them to do every day? Yes. Why did it take a room full of cameras to get people in the Dallas Police Department, in the Rowlett Police Department, in the Dallas County District Attorney's Office to finally pay attention to this mother? Miss Irving shouldn't have had to beg officers to ping her son's cell phone after he went missing. She shouldn't have had to beg for 1 day. Not even for 1 hour she should have had to beg.
Wow.
But that's what she did. They left this mother with no choice but to do her own investigation, to hire her own attorneys, because the system failed her. A system that should have been there to protect her, to deliver accountability and justice, failed her. And it is quite frankly a slap in the face of this mother and this community that tampering with evidence charges alone are what we're here to discuss. We have no idea if the Dallas Police Department or the District Attorney's Office is even having a murder investigation at this moment. What we do know is the same facts they knew on April 16th are what's known today. Why did it take 3 months after interviewing these suspects to make an arrest? Why was an arrest not made on April 17th? Why was this mother left with no other choice? It's a systemic failure. And if the Dallas Police Department, if Rowlett Police Department, if the DA's office can't do their job, then the federal government should step in and do that job for them.
All right, I won't hold you long. You all heard the story, but we're here just to let you know that we have to hold our police department accountable for the work that needs to be done. And as a community, until we wake up, we are going to continue to go through what we're going through. And so we want the police department. I talked with one of the captains, and we had a nice little chat, and a couple hours later, they made an arrest. So the point is, we have to hold them accountable, and the district attorney always is familiar with what this case was all about. And it's unfortunate that this mother had to go through what she went through. And I know Dominic said it doesn't want to be a racial thing, but that's what it's all about. Amen. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Because if these would have been the other way around, those young men that look like me would be in prison, not long in jail. Facts. So it's time for us to wake up as a people so we can make sure justice is for all and not for some. Amen. Amen.
I do want to acknowledge the siblings of Daniel Irving, who sits on the left of me. This mother, this auntie, this family has spent months doing more work, and siblings doing more work than any investigator. When we have situations happen, we don't need to be the lead investigator. We have to be in order to get to the bottom because the system does not work for us.
Right, Lisa.
I know this family personally. The grandfather is my childhood pastor, Dr. Metcalf Sargent, who sits here with us today, and First Lady Sargent. This family,
yes, that's
Pastor
him, baby.
Sargent, is a well-respected, legendary leader in our community.
This happened in
I've served
Texas.
this community for years. And I believe that even from the community of clergy would even be outraged that Dr. Sargent would even have
I want to keep up
deal
with this case with them boys in court.
And that the Dallas Police Department would disrespect this family and not bringing charges. This family.
Now, y'all, I really want to keep up with this case because I want to see, is this case going to move fast? Is this case going to be done like Carmelo case? Is the judge going to let the public in? Cameras in? Yeah, I want to see this. I really do. I want to know how long this is going to take for it to go to trial. Yeah, I got to keep up with this case.
Is yet a family of faith, courage, strength. They will not go away. Amen. The Next Generation Action Network will not go away. Amen. These attorneys and community leaders will not go away. Amen. Until we see justice in the murder. And because law enforcement failed to investigate, we're going to call it what it is. Because when you leave a community left to interpret what happened, it's called murder.
And y'all, I just want to bring it to your attention. Yesterday, I was on Facebook, and this guy, I don't follow him. It's just sometimes people come down my timeline. So he replayed this white guy's live. And I'm going to tell y'all exactly what the white guy said. He said, yes, y'all is crazy, meaning us. And when we take y'all to the water, we know y'all ain't coming back. And he started to laugh. Yes, that's what he said out of his mouth. And I said, oh my God. He said, y'all fall for it. That's exactly what he said out of his mouth. A black content creator played that on his live yesterday. What a white man said. He told the guy, I'm going to find out who you is. He said, because you need to be turned in to the police. Yes.
We don't know what happened or whatever it may be. The only thing we can do is murder. And guess what? If you do your job and you investigate it and the facts change that, then we'll change it then. But
yes,
till
he
then,
did, Scorpio. He said a black
called
can't
murder.
swim anywhere.
Because you don't throw someone's clothes out of the car. You don't throw a cell phone out of the car. You don't delete a text message unless you are guilty of something.
Absolutely.
And I don't have to reiterate the PC affidavit because you can read it yourself. You deleted messages because you knew it was going to be an investigation. An investigation of what? Murder.
And that's why they deleted Nolan stuff, because they knew it was going to lead into an investigation and it was going to come back on them. That's why they deleted everything out of Nolan's phone before they gave it back to Nolan's mother. Okay? Same stuff y'all going on right here. She said, say what? Yes, that's what he said. Oh, yeah, it was disgusting. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. He said, yeah, because y'all black people can't swim anyway. Yeah. Yes, honey. I was like, oh, my God. Baby, I would never go to no kind of water with them. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? I would never go to no type of function around them when it comes to water at all. After he said that out of his mouth, he confirmed, in my opinion, that yeah, we would drown y'all black people. That's what we doing to y'all. Yeah, because it came out of his mouth, not mine. And about 2 or 3 people know I'm not lying because they seen it. So yeah. That's okay, sis. You ain't gotta apologize. You good. Yep.
Murder. What is someone wants us to say? Don't rush to murder. What investigation? You heard from his mouth. And you also saw how Rowlett Police Department delayed.
Girl, I missed that part. What did you say? What? I seen the video also, and they said they have meetings every 6 months about black people. What? Okay, I missed that video part. Get out of here. Wow. Wow. I damn sure believe this, y'all. I believe this. Y'all, please watch your kids, your grandkids. Oh, Lord, yes. I already told my granddaughter, don't you go nowhere with them motherfuckers while you in college. And I meant that shit. Nowhere alone, nowhere around no water. Don't eat behind them. Don't go nowhere with them. Don't drink behind them. I told my granddaughter. I stared that in her head. And Lord Jesus, I don't know, she might have one for a roommate, Lord Jesus, in September when they come back. Because right now she's only there for the summer for, and then she leaves August the 5th, and then she goes back in September. But I'm going to pray for my baby. This is sad, y'all. Ooh, Jesus.
Immediate accountability of the situation. I want to be clarity that because of Lake Ray Hubbard, so that people can understand this is an important fact.
Oh, that's near you.
It is allegedly that Daniel, however, got in the lake. I don't want to say jump in because I don't know. On the Rowlett side, where they found him is in the city of Dallas, in Lake Ray Hubbard. That's why you have 2 different initiating agencies that are investigating the immediate days that this happened. Rowlett Police Department was leading investigation, and when they found him on the Dallas side, that's when Dallas Police Department took the investigation. But Riley Johnson came inside of the Raleigh Police Department, which those same officers came and looked at this family and said, it may have been an accident.
Wow.
We don't know all the facts of the case,
but didn't get the fact before you said the accident.
No arrest has been made at this time. They delayed answers to this family. They also even got irritated by this family who found that their child is dead. Irritated by the fact that this mother wanted answers. Amen. And so the reality is that we must demand justice, and we need everyone to join us in making sure that Lucas Roper and Riley Johnson.
Yes, Rebecca, she did request her 12th grade friend that she graduated with from school. She requested her for her roommate for the summer. But unfortunately, the roommate that she did request for the summer is not going to be there for the winter because she's going to be commuting back and forth to college. And my granddaughter is going to stay on campus. So, yeah, you can request. So I don't know what's going to, I don't know. But she did request that her 12th grader friend there for her for the summer. Their roommates for the summer. But, yeah, you can request.
Is yet charged with murder.
Hey, Auntie Barbara.
And if there's anything else, somebody better get to talking.
Okay, Auntie.
And for all of the parents who had the unmitigated gall to come on my social media post. I wish you had that same attitude when your child told you that Daniel Irving was under Lake Ray Hubbard. That's the only thing I have response to you. This is someone's child. Have that same attitude to cooperate with this investigation. We will open it up for questions.
Mr. Garcia, could you please just describe to us what the independent investigation looks like moving forward?
Right, Rebecca?
Yes, we are hiring our own private investigation team to look into the facts. And while you
Just like Nolan, they want to make sure ain't nothing else happened to him before he got dumped in that lake. That's why they're doing their own private autopsy with her son. Same thing with Nolan, y'all. This case is the damn near same thing. Same thing. Lied to the mama, erased the phones, threw the clothes away. Yeah, same thing, y'all.
you bring that comment up, I do have a message for everyone watching this. If you have any information on this case, if you were there at Lake Ray Hubbard that day, please come forward. Contact our office, contact our staff, our investigators. We are in a ferocious pursuit of the truth. We want to find out what happens. If this was your child, your mother, you would want justice too. So please come forward with any evidence you have so it can help us in our investigation.
I'd like to ask, you guys mentioned Daniel was on the swim team. How strong of a swimmer was he enough that you guys say this is not adding up, as you mentioned? How long has he been swimming?
Those facts we will reveal at a different date, but I can say I have personally seen myself documents that he was a member of a swim team. He was a swimmer. And the fact that he was a young, healthy 18-year-old member of his swim team.
Amen.
He could swim.
Amen.
He was comfortable in the water. That is a fact.
Amen.
It doesn't add up that he drowned. And these two young men left. They left him there to die. They didn't call anyone. For them to say it's an accident and not call for help, it just doesn't add up.
Woo!
And we're asking again, law enforcement to look into this, to the district attorney's office. Why didn't they call for help? Why are they getting rid of evidence? Look into that.
Amen.
Would Daniel's mother like to say anything? I would just like to hear.
Not at this time.
Would any of you be able to speak to who he was as a young man, what he wanted to do with his life?
Sure.
I am Mackenzie Irving. I'm Daniel Irving's sister. Firstly, I would just like to say,
yes, Rebecca, I am going to get her a lot before she go back in September. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. Thank you so much. I'm going to Home Depot and get her a lock for her stuff. I'm going to get 2 so she can lock up her stuff. Thank you. I appreciate that.
My brother did not deserve this. My mother did not deserve this. Amen. My family did not deserve this. Amen. My brother was a law-abiding citizen. He had big dreams, big
right, Miss Smith.
He was always smiling. There's not a photo of him not smiling. My brother wanted to do so much with his life. Very kind. He was a protector. He loved everyone. Amen. Everyone has nothing but good things to say about him. So for something so tragic and so demonic to happen to him, it doesn't make sense. Amen. Amen. And we will not stop until we get justice, because I know something else happened down there at that lake.
You said that he was a dreamer. What was he planning to do with his life?
My brother actually wanted to join the military. He wanted to serve this country. He wanted to protect everyone of this country. He wanted to protect the people that hurt him. That's the type of person that he was. So for something like this to happen to him, and for it to be no sense of urgency, is absolutely ridiculous, and it's not something that we will stand for.
And do you know if he was friends with these two?
I have no comment on that at this time, but nevertheless, right is right and wrong is wrong.
Facts.
And when it's a life or death situation, you are to render aid. You are to help someone. Someone needs to be held accountable, and we're here today.
That's right. That's right, sister. That's right.
I wanted to ask you if the moment you guys found out what happened, can you walk me through the emotions and what it's been like since then, leading up to this? You guys said it's been 3 months to get to this point.
Yes.
That's right, Miss Smith.
Complete agony, day and night. From the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep. It's a soul tie between all of us. We're so equally yoked and connected that we feel this deeply. Even since his disappearance, we knew something was wrong because he would never leave his family worried about him.
You're right, Barbara.
He would always come home. He would always answer our phone calls. He would always be there for us. Always. There's not a time Mike would not be there for us. So now we are here for him.
Amen.
Shortly after this, after the death of Mr. Daniel Irving, the family contacted me and I was retained to help them with this case. I can say these past 3 months have been the most difficult time of Miss Tamika Irving, Miss Lakeisha Blake, the aunt of Daniel Irving. Every day we have spoken, they have lived in pain and agony. Miss Tamika Irving has done so much at the standpoint of wanting to help law enforcement, turning over ring cameras, turning over evidence, emails. She has turned over and left no stone unturned. It's almost as though she has been the investigator in this case. She's done everything she can. This has been the most emotional time in her life. Yeah. I'm beside her right now, and I if she's able to say a few words to the public, she will.
That's sad. That's so sad. Lord, God bless her. God give her
I
strength.
want to say thank you all for showing up to tell Dana's story. My son was an amazing son.
Amen.
He was never into any trouble. He was a protector. And we would have conversations about his future. And this is this wasn't supposed to happen. I have gone through, our family has gone through so much the past 3 months, waiting for the justice system to provide justice. A reasonable minded person would know if you are not guilty of a crime, why would you throw away his clothes and delete messages and not even call his mother? I want justice for my son. I want justice for Daniel.
Amen.
This little motherfucker kept the phone, erased all the texts, threw the clothes in the garbage can. And now, you know, y'all, again, her son was found 4 days later. Nolan was found 2 days later. Her son was found 4 days later. He did the same thing that Nolan fake ass friend did. Erased everything out of the phone, honey. Everything out of the phone. See, when I seen this story yesterday, right, I had to go look it up because I had to make sure it was true. Once it was sent to me from Instagram, I said, I got to do some digging in this story because this shit sounds like goddamn Nolan story. And lo and behold, I found it. And this happened this year in Texas. And the same thing, the police department didn't want to do nothing. Y'all heard what they just said? The police department said, oh, it probably was an accident. That's all they say when black people and white people go out together and the black person don't come back and they found him in the water. That's the first thing they say. It was an accident. And this mother was not standing for it. She was not going to stand for it at all. And that's why this mother is doing the same thing that Nolan mother and them is doing. They getting a private autopsy done. Because they said what? Y'all heard them? They don't trust the police department. Sad.
I'd like to address the question that you posed to my niece, inquiring about the grief. The grief that my family feels is inexplainable. There aren't any words to.
Open book, I need to keep up with this because I need to see if they're gonna let the public in on this hearing. You know how they did Carmelo, right? You know, they let everybody stay out, no cameras, no media. We need to see is they're gonna, have an open courtroom, let the media in, let us see what's going on with this motherfucker. Yeah, we need to see that. We need to see this. Yeah.
To describe the grief that has grappled my family. Despite my niece's best efforts to explain the grief, it is inexplainable. We do know that at certain times the police department have taken vacations. I need you to understand, Tamika Irvin and the rest of the family, we are absent the ability to take a vacation from the grief. This mother, my sister, my nieces, my mother, the rest of my family, we are absent the ability to take a vacation from grief. I want to also, if I may, I just want to go ahead and take this opportunity to extend my professional gratitude on behalf of the family. Again, we would like to extend my gratitude toward each and every individual, known and unknown, who has championed the call for justice for Daniel Irving. Every post that has been shared, every call, every text, Smash the Topic, the Next Generation Network, Justice Seekers Texas, to every social media influencer who shares their platform, to all grassroots civil rights activists, the community, and the village, we are grateful for your unwavering support. The Irving family will not be silenced. Our demand for justice will be honored. The Irving family is demanding all parties involved, up to and including any and all individuals who may have been accessories after the fact, to be held accountable. The Irving family will not engage and or entertain disputes regarding injustice and or social.
Yes, they did. Open book, went back to school the next day like ain't nothing happened. Like ain't nothing happened at all. Yeah, they sure did.
Disparities, as the proof is clearly in the pudding. Most parents do their best to raise our children to be productive citizens, kind and respectful. If we've learned nothing else, we've learned our children can be defined as the textbook definition as a perfect child. And despite such, justice is continuously denied and delayed. Yes. The Irving family rejects such a denial. Delayed justice, it may be, however, it will not be denied. Amen. Thank you. All right.
Real quick, I want to highlight this fact. We were able to confirm the identity of these two individuals that was arrested regarding this because information was being spreaded through the high schools. And we were able to confirm his name by children who we knew went to the school with them. And we also know that they are talking. If there are any child, anybody, any parent that is out there that has any information, let me make this very clear because of recent, I need to make sure we overclear that the Next Generation Action Network is an advocacy organization, even though it's on our website. Contact the attorneys, the law firm. There are two attorneys. The Next Generation Action Network is not protected by attorney-client privilege. I didn't just learn that yesterday. I learned that when I started the organization. So I want you to contact the law firm so that they can go out and have their investigators sit with you to protect your identity and all of the different information. Don't comment on social media, contact these law firms. And if you do not know where to go, you can contact NGAN where we can direct you to the law firms. We do know that they have been talking about what went on that, and we want to hear from you, right? Okay, so with that being said, if there's any other questions? No other questions? All right, thank you so much. And we will continue to make sure that we stand up for justice for Daniel Irving. We will continue to keep on updating you on information regarding this case. And I hope that everybody, and I know that social media kind of get a little crazy sometimes because we have people who say different things. All we want is justice for Daniel Irving. Amen. Anything else, miss us with that. We want murder charges, and that's all we want. Thank y'all.
Amen.
Sad. So sad. Sad, y'all. Whew, Lord have mercy. This is something. Something. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. She said he got on the same suit. Sis, I'm not messing with you. She said he got on the same suit. Oh, God, she's so funny. Now, y'all, tell me, didn't this case sound just like Nolan case? Didn't this case sound just like Nolan case? Hold on. Just like Nolan case. Yep, just like Nolan case. Hold on. But when I seen that video on Facebook yesterday and I heard that man say that, I'm like, what in the world? Now let's listen to this clown right here for a minute before I get off.
With Walmart's Back to College Finds, your room can fully match your passion.
Let me make sure I got this. This clown right here. That's what I call him, a clown. Yes, it's just like Nolan case. Yes. Exactly the same. Lisa said yes. Yep. Just like Nolan case. That's why I wanted to play it for y'all.
She's a plant science girly for real.
I mean, I'm trying to put you onto some peak dorm room cultivation.
All this from Walmart? Who knew?
Reporting live from Ibis Club, Fight Plus News, I'm John Abba.
Did any investigators ever speak to you about what you saw that day?
No, sir.
Really? Okay.
Cops have not talked to you yet. It's odd to me.
Just to gather information.
Yeah,
as
that
part
the
of their
cops wouldn't have
investigation.
contacted you. Yeah.
As a
If y'all would like to donate, the link is in the chat.
mysterious death of Nolan Wells continues, the spotlight grows on the Jackson County Sheriff's Department in Mississippi, who are in charge.
Look at him, y'all. He in charge. Look at him, y'all. Look at him real good. Yes.
charged with finding out what happened to Wells. Now, after 7 days have went by since Wells would first go missing, many key questions remain. As we previously reported, two of Wells' friends would end up speaking to a local outlet the day his body was found, in which specifically Javon Williams would reveal that he was
Yeah, you know what, Open Book, a lot of people probably didn't know about this case, because I didn't know about this case until the weekend. That's when I found out about it, and I started doing research on it, and I seen, I'm like, oh shit, I missed this. Like a lot of stuff, I can't see everything, but yeah, it probably didn't go viral like Nolan's, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't see no content creators cover this at all. Yeah.
was supposed to be on the same boat as Nolan, confirmed he saw Nolan on the island, and even has expressed that there was a fight that took place on the island, but doesn't believe it involved Nolan directly. Now, despite who some may consider as a key person in a thorough investigation, Williams would reveal that he has not been contacted by authorities a week after his friend would go missing. In an interview on Friday on TMZ, Williams would speak with Harvey Levin, who also was an attorney for nearly 20 years, to answer a few questions in regards to his connection to the case. As Harvey would ask Javon a few things, he would become shocked on air that the Jackson County Police Department have not contacted him yet for any statement, given that he has publicly shared he was on the island, saw Nolan, and knows the group of boys Nolan traveled to the island with.
I never
They said
trusted
they're
that
still
black boy, I ain't gonna
investigating.
lie.
Have
I ain't never
they,
trusted.
did any investigators ever speak to you about what you saw that day?
No, sir.
Really?
Okay.
Cops have not talked to you yet.
Right, Kimberly.
No, sir. I don't see why the cops would have to talk to me.
I'll tell you why I'm
Well,
surprised.
you was there, why
because
wouldn't they?
you knew Nolan well.
Right.
And you knew that he was friends with these guys who were the last ones to
Right.
be around him.
And then you call yourself his friend, so why not? Why wouldn't you think they want to talk to you? And if they didn't talk to you, why didn't you talk to the police yourself? Because you say you was Nolan's best friend. I never trusted you from the beginning. Because, see, I didn't know nothing about this boy until Open Book told me. But then after that, I said, oh, no, I don't trust him either.
I would think they would at least want to know, hey, just the things we're asking.
Right.
It's odd to me.
Just to gather information.
Yeah,
as
that
part
the
of their
cops wouldn't have
investigation.
contacted you. Yeah.
Now, outside of Harvey's clear concerns with Williams not being approached for questioning after the sheriff would express a thorough investigation would be done, several people in the comments would call out the department for potentially covering up the case. In the comments, one user would say, the fact that the police have not reached out to this kid tells me the police aren't really trying to get to the bottom of what actually happened. While another on Facebook reacting to Javon's interview would say, Nolan Wells' best friend says there was a hostile confrontation on the island the day he died. He says it didn't involve Nolan himself, but a different friend. And here's what's more interesting. He says the cops haven't spoken to him at all. Now, to the user's points, upon research on tactics previously used by police looking to cover up crimes, one thing done is called tunnel vision, which is when you intentionally avoid interviewing key people like witnesses, whistleblowers, and experts to focus on one specific narrative. By not interviewing key people, it can help shield the guilty party and gives the ability to create plausible deniability, and over time leaves the case going cold. As you should know if you've been following the case, the Jackson County Sheriff Department has already hinted that they don't see any sign of foul play at this time, which would concern many, including Wells' family, who have now teamed up with attorney Benjamin Crump to conduct their own investigation and autopsy. During a press conference on Friday, along with their first ever interview, Crump would express their family's concerns with their son's death, getting a trustworthy investigation, given the history of Mississippi and young black men, along with local officials already looking to imply that Wells' death was a simple drowning.
Look at him.
Now, for some who don't believe a cover-up is taking place, their theory is Nolan must have drowned when possibly peeing in the water. One Facebook user who says they were there on Horn Island that day would go on to share the drowning theory more in depth, accompanied by a Thai graphic for that day. My assumption on the Horn Island tragedy, solely based on my experience on these waters for over 55 years. No racism, no foul play, no hate crime. I was there that day, simply a young man regardless of color, there mainly to meet a girl whom he likely...
Well, I guess I don't know if Bill Crump want to reach out to them. Maybe they could reach out to him. I don't know. I mean, it would be, I don't know how they do that. I don't know if Bill Crump will reach out, being that he's leading the case. I don't know. I don't know if people want to do that. I don't know what their policies is. I would say that. I don't know what their policies is. Will he be crossing his boundaries? His policies. I don't know. But that is something to think about, though. Yeah.
Likely knew was going to be there. He stayed behind to continue to hopefully hang with her a little longer and maybe get a ride back in her boat. He likely had 4 or 5 options going back later. Normal hookup behavior. If you're out there for obvious reasons, my explanation of leaving the phone on the boat would be as simple as, I remember when I was 18 and I had a pretty girl that showed interest in me. I forgot a lot of stuff. I wasn't supposed to accept her. Once the boat departed, there's no recovering it until back home. Simply an assumption. Somehow he wandered off, maybe to take a
He
piss,
better be
and got
scared.
swept away.
Look where
It
you
was
live
3
at.
deep in
You hear
boats,
what
and
the judge
stereos were
said?
blaring from all directions. I was almost swept away while cleaning my hull around 3 p.m. P.S. 15 or so years ago, I almost lost my life on that very point, along with Chris Estes and Ted Riemann. If you've never experienced this kind of tide, you have no idea how quick desperation can happen. Now, if this was the case, the question for some would be
No, that
why
wasn't the
no
case.
one saw Nolan. It is reported that someone relieving themselves at the beach typically only separate themselves about 6 to 15 feet from others, meaning for the pee and drowning theory to make sense, Nolan would have to have had gone far away from others, out of complete view for no one to see him if he drowned. So as the investigation continues, it appears for many that 2 things may have happened. Either Wells did get in the water with no one around and was swept away, or something troubling involving his friends who allegedly left him on the island to speak with the girl. Now, another question for some that comes up in regards of Nolan allegedly being left on the island according to his friends, why did they reportedly contact the Coast Guard if they reportedly left him on Horn Island? A use on expert right, the Nolan Wells case leaves me with some very serious questions. If what his friends are saying is true, that Nolan decided to stay behind and hang out with the girl, then why was the Coast Guard contacted at 11 p.m. by those same friends?
Yo, now didn't the fuck I say that? Didn't I say that? If he was supposed to stay back with a friend, why would you have to call the Coast Guard? He was alive. He told you that he was going to stay with the female friend, right? So why did you have to call the Coast Guard? I said that.
Friends. And why did the Coast Guard initially deny having any communication with the child of the judge? Because here's the question I can't get past. If everyone truly believed Nolan was simply hanging out with someone else, why would you need the Coast Guard? The Coast Guard is a search and rescue resource. So what information did the friends at 11 p.m. have that made them believe Nolan could be or near the water? Keep in mind, they kept Nolan's phone and keys. So how would Nolan be able to communicate to this friend group he was in distress if they had his phone? Let's talk about it more in the comments below. How do you feel about Nolan's best friend not being approached by local authorities as a key person? And which of the 2 theories do you feel made people happen? Or do you have another explanation? Reporting live from Ivers Club, Fight Plus News, I'm John Abba.
With Walmart's Back to College Finds, your room can fully match your passion.
She's a plant science girly for real.
I mean, I'm trying to put you onto some peak
Yeah, you don't
dorm
need to
room
call the Coast Guard if your friend was
All this from
behind.
Walmart?
He was alive the last time you seen him. So I mean, it just didn't make sense to me. I think this young boy is scared. I think he is. I really think this young boy is scared to speak out. Why? Maybe because of where he live at, because they said it's down there, y'all. So maybe he is scared to speak out. But I mean, he could have had some maybe back end conversations with the mom, I would say. I don't know. But I do think he's afraid. I definitely do believe that he's afraid to speak out and say anything. Let me play this one, this last one here.
After being in an environment his parents say he would have normally documented with friends, they would also reveal that Nolan's phone was not willingly handed over to them, and they had to track it down with an app. And according to that app, the phone had moved several different locations.
So the Snapchat location looks completely different than the Life 360 location. So when I pulled up Life 360, it was different, showing everywhere the phone had been. Like it had, I was like, well, it's showing that he's back on land. Like I'm not, he's like, but no, he didn't come back with us.
Well, how were you able to get the phone?
So we tracked it, and my friend Tashima went and picked it up.
It wasn't like they said, we got his phone, they tracked it. And that highlights all these contradictions.
Now, these latest reveals continues to push a spotlight on Wells' group of all-white friends, whom he went to the island with. And now the Jackson County Sheriff Department, who for some may not need to be fully trusted, after sharing that they currently don't see any foul play was involved, despite an argument being heard to have taken place that day, in which Nolan was allegedly a part of. This lack of trust by the parents and representatives appeared to be the main reason why an independent autopsy is now being conducted, with the help of former NFL star, now activist, Colin Kaepernick. According to Benjamin Crump, Wells' body has been flown to D.C. to be independently examined. They wanted the autopsy done by a person with no interaction with Mississippi law enforcement. And the fact...
Good question, sis. That's why I'm debating about that picture, because of the time frame. You're right. I agree. Like, if they called the Coast Guard at 11 o'clock, how the hell Nolan was at a party at 1 o'clock if they called the Coast Guard at 11? So I'm with you. It ain't making sense. That's why I said I don't know if I believe that picture or not. Maybe the parents need to respect, like Eddie was.
Fact that they keep trying to suggest it was a drowning, but nobody out there reporting him drowning. It's not adding up.
Now they saying that Nolan Wells is presumed to be no foul play involved. Now that was quick, number one. Number two, in all of this right here, his family got smart and they said, you know what? We're going to do our own investigation, which as they should. Now, Jackson Sheriff's Department or whatever, they trying to act like, oh, it was no foul play involved. Maybe he just drowned or whatever.
You mean to tell me that Nolan Wells told his friends, hey,
because there's no way if they called the Coast Guard and said Nolan was missing at 11 o'clock, well, if Nolan was missing at 11 o'clock, how the hell Nolan get to a pool party? I'm telling y'all, ain't none of this making sense. And like I said before, I'm not going to say Nolan was at that pool party at that house because I don't have no proof of it. I don't know. I'm just seeing the picture going all around social media. Like I said, it could have been a picture 2 weeks, 3 weeks before, prior to this happening. I don't know. You know, so I'm not going to say, yeah, he was at that pool party because I seen him in the pool. That could have been an old picture. I don't know that. Because if he went missing, they said that, listen, they saying so much, I'm getting confused my goddamn self. But anyway, I just don't believe that picture right now. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Scorpio. The picture could be true, right? You're right. Just like I said, it could have been taken maybe a week or 2 weeks prior to this incident. But I do believe the picture is real, but I don't believe it was the day of the 4th of July. That's what I'm going to say. Because there's too much shit going around. I lose track of my own thoughts sometimes, child. Oh, Lord. Woo.
hey guys, you guys can go ahead without me. I'm gonna catch another boat with somebody else. Oh yeah, and by the way, can you guys get my phone to my mom? The fuck out of here. Don't make no fucking sense. That's how you know it's a lie.
His body has to be moved for an independent autopsy because we can't even trust people to do the right damn thing when it comes to black and brown bodies. And you all want to send in this comment section hollering about not all white people. Nancy, this is not about you. We don't give a damn about your feelings right now. It is the fact that we are in a country that trafficked and stole black bodies, put black bodies to work, right? Overlooked black bodies when they are hurt, harmed, and imprisoned. And now there is a separate autopsy that has to be done because everybody else that's not black or brown is closing rank and lowering up. And you want to get in the comment section talking about not all white people. Go to hell directly.
That just came out stating that they seen no foul play and all this other stuff. The autopsy's not out.
We don't know what happened. What are you talking about?
Fact.
Why are you coming out right now? Why are you so positive and confident to come out and tell everybody that there was no foul play, to release a statement like that, knowing that the autopsy, you know why? You know why? Because they are able to fix stuff to make it be okay. So in the end, they'll put it out here in the air, say it over and over and over again, get the same racist white tea people posting saying the sheriff said, because a lot of people, what the sheriff say is law, what they say is the truth, even when y'all know they be lying. Especially when it comes to BLK people. You know that they lie. They lie over and over and over again. So why wouldn't they lie now?
Yeah, that's true. The autopsy would show everything. If it was water in his lungs, everything. I think Miss Smith had said that one day last week too. But yeah, it'll tell everything. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think both of these autopsies may come back the same? Or do y'all think they may come back different? What y'all thoughts?
Y'all are too trusting. Okay, maybe it's not that. Wait a minute. It's not that y'all are just too trusting. A lot of you all are racist. You don't like BLK people. And that's why. Because I guarantee you, if the tables were turned and Nolan was a white tea boy with BLK boys, the same attitude of, there was no foul would not be coming out. We're going to get to the bottom of this and this and the other. They be ready to pull up. Them boys would have been the BLK boys would be in jail right now. There's no, I don't know what happened and he left this story that's being told, these stories, okay? That wouldn't be flying. And the show wouldn't be no sheriff talking about there's been no foul play this early. They would be confident that there was foul play.
Now, part of their interview with GMA, Wells' parents would share that he had a big heart and was told to never leave his group, which is why him splitting up from his friends don't make sense to them.
I got you.
Earlier this week, Wells' mother would share that some of Nolan's friends had stopped by their home. Now, interesting to note, in the quick clip, it doesn't appear that the group of young men who Nolan went to the island with appeared to be there. As mentioned, more details will hopefully be revealed as Nolan parents host a press conference today in New York. Results from Nolan's autopsy are expected to also be revealed today. Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Now that we've heard that Nolan's phone had to be tracked down and it appeared that his Snapchat had been wiped, do you think this highlights that foul play is involved with his disappearance and suspicious death? Reporting live from Hyper's Club, Fight Plus News, I'm John Abba.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's
Was Walmart's back to college?
I got a feeling it's gonna be some difference too. And we could be wrong. We speculating here, you know what I'm saying? Because we really don't know. But I got that feeling it's going to be different too. Yeah, I do got that feeling it's going to be different. They would blame the police investigation. Yep. Yeah. I think some difference going to come out of somewhere too. I really do. I really think some difference going to come out of it. And it could be a possibility too, y'all. That's why maybe, not saying because I don't know, maybe Mississippi may get theirs back before DC get theirs back. But Mississippi may not put theirs out until DC put theirs out to see what theirs going to say first. What y'all think about that? Yeah. I'm just saying. Don't know. I'm sure if it comes out he drowned, people still not going to believe it. Well, we can't get mad if people don't believe it. For the simple fact, everybody have their own opinion and everybody have their own feelings of how they feel. So if it comes out to say he drowned and people still don't believe it, and they come in my chat and say that, I can't get mad at them because that's their opinion. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. Because if you want to be honest, you want me to be honest with you? If they come out and say that, I won't believe it either. I'm just going to be honest with you. I won't believe it, But the thing is, what can we do about it? But I wouldn't believe it. DC should hold theirs until Mississippi put theirs out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would trust the independent autopsy more than Mississippi. 1,000 on that, open book. 1,000 on that. I agree with you on that. Yes, I agree with you. I just want to know why they had to use dental records. Queen, I was wondering that too. Because I think I spoke to Open Book about that. I forgot what our conversation was on that. But I was wondering the same thing. Why would they have to use dental records to identify him? Because his body was not like it was decomposed. He was only in there for 2 days. So that's a good question. Right, Queen. Absolutely. I believe Mississippi is going to put theirs out first. You think so? Okay. Maybe they had to use dental records because they had no identification. That could be a possibility. But wait, when they found the body, wasn't the mother and father there that day when they found the body? But I don't think the mother and father never got to see the body, but I think they was there. Do anybody remember that? I think there is going to be more damage to the body than they were ready to explain. Okay, open book. Okay, okay, the mother and father was there. Yes, okay, because I remember I heard somebody say that the mother and father was there, and they asked the camera people not to put the camera on them at the time that they was bringing the body out of the water. I remember that. Yes, okay, I just want to make sure I was right. Yes, we know they never seen the body, but the mother and father was there. I was asking about the mom and dad. Wow. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that he was beating? Possibility? Gave something? Threw in the water? Y'all, let's leave this party out of it, okay? Because I'm tired of this party shit. I'm just being honest. I'm sick of the party. I'm just not believing in the party right now. I'm not trying to be mean, y'all, but I'm just not feeling this goddamn pool party right now. I'm just not feeling it. And the reason why I say I'm not feeling the pool party, because I just believe that this was not the same day. And I mean, I could be wrong, y'all, but I just not believing it. Shit. They gave him something. Okay. Okay. Okay, Miss Smith, got you. I have heard of that before too. Yes. Okay. Got you. So, do y'all think that they had a fight on the boat and he was knocked off the boat? Do y'all think he was given something in his system? It gotta be. Do y'all think he was hit by something? Like, it beat him to death or something? If he was beaten up, the autopsy will confirm that. So saying there's foul play. What you mean they were confirmed it? If he was beaten up, the autopsy will confirm that. So saying there was no foul play, that wouldn't work. Mississippi generally keep the bodies like 2 weeks, and by the time they get them to the funeral home, they have to They have the report ready. Okay, got you. Let's see. Yes, and that's why they need dental records to identify him. Not to mention the the coroner's office had to be such as him too, so many may not need to the dentist to inform. He was coughing blood, something. See, that's what I'm saying, sis. This is what I'm saying. Now, that's the only reason why I say I was gonna leave the party out, right? Because this is what the girl is saying, that he was throwing up blood. But is this girl lying? Was it really a party there? Was because if Nolan, if they called, if the people say they got the call at 11 p.m., how did Nolan get to the party if he was missing? That's not making sense to me. I'm just going by what people that I know had the autopsy done. Okay, Rebecca, got you. Okay, Miss Smith. Okay. Who and where? I don't know about the blood, baby. I don't know. I'm only going by what people is going around saying. I'm not going to say it because I don't know. I was not there. This is what the girl is saying on social media. She's saying this is all around TikTok, all around Facebook. She's making posts that she was there. So no content creators is not saying that. So I know I ain't saying. I'm gonna speak for me and open book. We never put that on our platform, right? But it was said that Nolan went to the party at the boy house and a fight broke out with Nolan. And Nolan started coughing and bleeding up blood. And the boy mother came out drunk, yelling, screaming, saying, everybody get the fuck out. I'm going to call the police. I don't know, sweetie. I don't know. I'm going to go by what I heard. Okay, that's what's swarming around social media. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just throwing it out there. Right, Kim? Right. Okay. Just like me, because we don't know, right? I got you, sweetie. So, like I'm not going to say he was at the party that was the same day. I don't have no proof of that. I try to go by what I heard the mother say, the father say, Ben Crump say. Other than that, I try not to put out, or the people that's with the family. Other than that, I try not to bring out false stuff that I don't know anything about. So I don't know. I heard that too, Miss D. Yes. Right. I know a lot of us heard that. So I was just trying to figure out if they called the Coast Guards at 11 p.m. at night. How did Nolan get to a party if he was missing already? If the Coast Guard say he got a call at 11 p.m. at night, how did Nolan get to a party? And then another contradiction is Nolan Poster had told his fake friend that I'm going to stay out here with the girl. Now, if Nolan said that, why did the fake friend feel like he had to call the Coast Guard? Because he went missing. So that's what I'm saying. It's just so much, y'all. I don't know. I think the girl was sent to create confusion. Ooh, Ray. Say it again, Ray. Say it again, Ray. Because Ray, as for being a content creator, that happens a lot of stories I uncover. It's always one or two people bring confusion and make you start to get in your mind of what your mind should be on. They come in and cause division with lies. So I definitely got to give you 1,000 on that, Ray. Absolutely, I agree. I uncovered so many stories that this not happen. It's not adding up. Absolutely. The call could have been the starting of the cover up. Oh, yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. She said, Lord, yeah, now that could have been true. Yes. How could he get all the way to a party at somebody's house if they had already called the people at 11 p.m. and put in a missing report? And shame on you, Coach Guard, for not even going out there that night. Okay? Shame on you. Yeah. Shame on you. You need your butt whipped with a belt. And you need your license taken. And prove to us that you got that phone call. Because in the beginning, you claimed that you never got a phone call. Then you came back out and twist your story and said, oh, you remember you did got a phone call at 11 p.m. that night. Now, how the hell you didn't remember that you got a call? And you're supposed to be a lifeguard. Come on. Come on now. Let's be real. Shit. You don't forget things like that. This is your job title. You don't forget when you got to save someone's life. That's something you don't forget. That's just like if you was a doctor and you working in a hospital, you can say, oh, I forgot to tell the nurses to give my patient, this is the kind of medication that my patient should be taking. Oh, you need to be fired as a doctor. Okay? Shit. Huh. She said, Miss Smith, I thought they left at 4. So when did they go back to make the call at 11? Good question. Good question. It was said that the picture was taken with an iPhone, and the iPhone timestamp with dates and time. Well, me as being a content creator, you know, I done seen a lot of things go on, a lot of things take place, and I've seen a lot of things people put through different apps and change the time stamps and change the dates and all of that shit. So, like I said, I don't know, y'all. I don't know, cause it's just it's so many layers to this, y'all. It really is. It's so many layers. The girl is most definitely lying. I definitely do believe she's a liar. I definitely do believe she's a bitch liar. Yeah. If the party got crazy about 10, that's perfect timing. Mom put most of the kids out. Nolan is hurt. They start to packing and planning. Oh. So how do you think his body got back, Queen? Would you say they took it back? If that's what you thinking? Arrest everyone. Yeah, put them all in jail. Let them stay the fuck in there. And see, the only reason I said I don't want to confirm it and say, yeah, it's true, I believe it, because I don't know. So I don't want to put that out there like that. I'm just talking because the picture is going around so loosely, and the girl is just going around so loosely. But I don't understand, like, if something did break out at the house again, y'all, why didn't the police go to that house? That could have been evidence at that house. That house, if y'all get what I'm saying now, because I'm saying if something happened at that house, y'all, that house was a crime scene because Nolan was there. That's what I'm saying. 70 cameras was in that house. Speak to the mother. Everybody in that pool should have been questioned. That's what I'm saying. If that was a party there, and if this happened to Nolan there, that was a fucking crime scene. If, I'm going to say if again, Because I don't know. I think they hid him in the boat. Oh, Lord. Exactly. So you saying they called the lifeguard at 11 p.m.? Yes. They called the lifeguard. It's all over Instagram. The lifeguard made a post and said he got a phone. The phone call came in at 11. First, let me tell you. Let me go back. First, the lifeguard said that nobody called him. But remember, the boy that had Nolan's phone, he said he called the lifeguard. The lifeguard said in the beginning they never got a phone call. Then the lifeguard retracted the story and said, oh, I remember I did get a call at 11 p.m. Yes, that's what the lifeguard said. That's what I'm saying. It was 11 p.m., 4 hours before the pool party. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. So I'm trying to say, if he was missing and the lifeguard got the Coast Guard got the phone call at 11, he was already missing. How could he be at a pool party? I thought it was the Coast Guard, not the well, the Coast Guard then. Yeah, I call them lifeguards. Well, see, the lifeguard line too. Y'all, it's crazy. Listen, all this shit is fucked up because let me say this. Once should have been flying everywhere. Do y'all agree with that? Once should have been flying everywhere. And when I say flying everywhere, once should have been the lifeguard phone or whatever, how they get their messages at that house, if there was a party at that house, for that boat, for those boys' phones. Once should have been all over the place. All over the place. Okay? I don't trust anybody in Mississippi. So everybody is lying. I guess so. I'm just telling y'all how I feel. Once should have been put out everywhere. Everywhere. Okay? The boat should have been had a warrant. The phones should have been had a warrant. It should have been a crime scene taped off at the goddamn party. All those phones at that party should have had a warrant. The mother should have been brought down, questioning. They should have seen if the mother had cameras, warrant for that. I'm just saying, if it was a party. I'm just saying, y'all. It was a lot of people at that party. Yes, Sonia said yes, 100. Thank you, Miss Smith. It should have been a warrant for the party. That's right. That's right. So how are we going to solve to get to the truth with everyone lying? I don't know. Only thing we got to do is wait till the autopsy come out. That's all I can say. I don't know. The Coast Guard, you will never catch me at that. Oh, no, I ain't, no, hell no. 11 o'clock call did request that speaking to help, so it was not. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Got interrupted here. Let me get back to. I hate when people fuck with me. So, yes, the Coast Guard said that they never got a phone call. Then the Coast Guard took it back. And I believe the Coast Guard is covering up. Okay? The Coast Guard either covering up for his little punk ass job, or maybe, he's on the family side. Okay? So he can say, well, yeah, I did get a call. Because that's what he said. I got a call at 11 p.m. at night. So if you got a call at 11 p.m. at night, well, then how Nolan get to this pool party if Nolan was already missing? Hi, Real Talk. Love you, King. The sheriff offers. How are you doing? I'm going to inbox you too. Everything is just so suspicious, y'all. Everything, y'all. I don't know what this say. Yeah, it sounds like he got some hush funds. Yes, Latte, that's exactly what I was trying to say. But you took it out my mouth. Thank you, sis. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, they need to pull up everything. A lot of wants has been missing. Just like that judge said that I played today. It should have been wants put out. Warrant should have been put out for that house. Yo, come on now. Let's put our thinking caps on. Let me see what time it is, because I'm always, Lord, I done ran over time again. Let's say this, right? Before I lose my train of thought, right? If y'all want to bless my channel, my link is pinned at the bottom of the chat. Now, if Nolan was at that party, y'all follow me now. If Nolan was at that party and this girl, whoever she is, she claimed that Nolan got beat up. He was spitting up blood. Right? Did anybody call the ambulance for Nolan? Did anybody call the ambulance for Nolan? Did Nolan mother see, not Nolan mother, did the boy mother see Nolan spitting up blood? Or she was too drunk? Because the girl stated the boy mama was drunk. And she came out screaming and telling everybody to get the fuck out of the house. Or she was going to call the police. Why wasn't the police called? And to take Nolan to the hospital if he was in those conditions? Just saying. She's lying. Yes. Why didn't she go to the police if that's what she saw? Facts. She definitely is lying. I do believe she's trying to cause division with this story. I definitely do believe that. She's trying to cause a division. I can see right there she's a lying ass wolf. And it's sad that some people, I guess, maybe believe her. But I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I don't believe her. I believe she's trying to cause a division when it comes to this case. And people need to stay focused. And me, as a content creator, I just don't believe everything I see and everything I hear. I got to be careful about what I say, about what I cover. Or maybe she's covering up also. That could be the fact too. But you know, why she didn't go to Nolan's mother and tell Nolan's mother? She ain't no friend. Fuck her. No, she ain't no friend, honey. I won't consider that thing as no friend. Hell no. Hell no. And Nolan's mother did comment under somebody's post and said she do not know who this girl is, and she never talked to this girl, y'all. It's on Instagram. Well, Dad said the girl was on the phone with the boy. I don't think it's the same girl. I don't think it's the same. The girl that's making these posts, I think this is a different girl. I don't think this is the same girl. Yeah, I don't think this her. I think she just want attention and clout by talking. Facts. I'm glad y'all saying what I'm saying. Facts. That's what she wants. Absolutely. And she's trying to cause a division with this case. She really is. And whoever do own that house, they need to make her stop posting this and talking about this, because this can open up an investigation to the lady that really owns that house. Now, I don't know if the lady owned this house is knowing that she's doing this. I don't know. I'm just saying. Kimberly say, wait, what? Kimberly, what is it, baby? Say it again. That's right. There is a right. That's what I think. Yeah. I think she's trying to cause division with this case. I think that girl is lying. Now, like I said, I don't know if the mother of this house knows she's going around putting these pictures out, saying the things that she's saying. I don't know if these boys know she's doing it. I don't know. Shit, girl, I don't know if this fucking AI picture, she done put the boys in the goddamn pool and it's a fake house. And girl, I don't. Oh my God, y'all. I don't know, child. I don't know. Because y'all know something. AI is so goddamn good, y'all, to make it bleed some real shit, y'all. If you don't put the thinking caps on and think for yourself and don't want to be a follower, be a leader. Oh my God. This is crazy. Yep. Nolan's mom says she didn't know that girl. Yes. So, because that was not the girl that got in contact with the dad about the keys. They're not the same girls. Kimberly, I'm telling you, Kimberly, AI is just so good at shit. I'm telling you. She probably done put an AI picture up, put them goddamn boys in the goddamn water. She done found her a goddamn nice ass goddamn house. Oh my God. Y'all, I'm just saying, because I don't know, but this shit just seems fishy. It do. I'm telling y'all, it seems fishy to me. It just don't seem real. If she's not lying, she could be locked up for doing and saying things. Right, absolutely. And the family needs to find out who that crazy bitch is, because she crazy. I seen that, Ray. I seen that over the weekend that he did share that. And I was saying to myself, like, maybe you should verify that before you share it. But I did see that. Oh, okay, Kimberly. What would be the person motive? Well, Queen, a lot of people got motive for different things. Everybody know in their mind what their motive is. You know, everybody's motive is different. Some people motive is evil. Some people motive because they're psychological, mentally unstable. You know, they can't help themselves. Some people like to get attention. Some people like to spin the narrative so good to make people to believe them. With those people with some sort of type of help that they need. So it's a lot of reason why people will spin a narrative like that. Right, he did. And I was going to write in his chat and tell him delete it until you can verify that that is true. Yeah, I did. I seen that over the weekend. Some people like attention, you know, and she may think by her doing this will get her attention. To see, some people they are very unstable people, and some people can lie so good. They're very good with it, and this is not their first time doing things like this. So when you see people do things like this, don't ever think it's their first time, because it's not. But you know, they've been doing it so much, they know how to do it. They know how to convince people to believe them, to cater to them. You know, come on, I see this shit in real time. Like real time. I see this in real time. Those type of people are sick people. They are sick people. Yeah, they really are sick people. Do I trust people like that? No. No. Because the mom stated she never talks to that girl. And she don't know who she is. At all. And I'm glad the mother verified that. Because the girl even lied. Y'all, come on. Come on now, y'all. Put your thinking caps on. The damn girl even lied in one of her posts and said she spoke to the mama. She just got off the phone with the fucking mama. I ain't mean to say fucking mama, but y'all, Excuse me, y'all know what I'm saying. This girl is sickly, and goddamn it, I had to think about it. She put in one of her posts that she told the mother she just got off the phone with the mother. Now I'm saying that because I'm thinking back. That's why the mother somebody shared the mother post yesterday on Instagram, and they asked the mother, did the mother speak to this girl? The mother said she don't know this girl and she never spoke to this girl. This girl is mentally ill. Something is wrong with this girl. Okay? Period. Yes, it is, Rebecca. It is. That's why you can't believe everything you see, and you can't believe everything you hear. And not just on social media, even in the real world. You can't believe everything somebody tell you. You can't. And I mean, I'm like that. I don't believe everything somebody tell me. I always been like that. And I have to be like that now because of what I do. I just can't let people send something in my inbox and I say, oh yeah, all right, let me share this. Let me do this and let me do that. No, I got to find out what's going on. I don't want to lose my credibility as a liar. I don't want to do that. I mean, I barely get support now. I really wouldn't get no damn support. I have a hard time people even donating. So goddamn, I really wouldn't get no support if I'm sitting out here putting out lies. So that's why I ask y'all, do y'all see things? What y'all think about it? Do y'all think it's real? Y'all think it's fake? What do y'all think about it? I always be like that, and y'all know I do. It's just that party has been questioning me. It has. And a lot of things that y'all be asking me sometime, do I see? You know what? I'm going to be honest. I say no, but I do see it. You know why? Because I be debating on it. Do I want to talk about it? I debate if it's true, if it's fake. I don't know. I don't know. Wow, it sounds like... Yes. What if the girl name on Facebook is a lie? Facts. There you go, Queen. There you go. Facts. The name could be a whole lie. She probably a catfish. She catfishing everybody. That's why people got to stop posting stuff. I don't really listen. I do my content. I do my commentary, and I do what I do. I don't be trying to do stuff for likes and views and stuff like that. Y'all know I don't. They've been following me with both of these cases. Y'all know I try to come in with the truth. And, me and Open Book, we'll get up on a panel. We'll talk about things, how we heard this and stuff like that. We try to come with what we know. We try not to come with... Listen, me and Open Book, we talk behind the scenes a lot. Okay? We don't just put stuff on our platform. We're not going to do that. That's not what we're going to do. Everybody going to be lying until people find the person to suit with their narrative. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. I agree. And that is so true. That person be a catfish person using a fake account and just throwing out lies. Because I just can't see that the call came in at 11 p.m. and he had the pool at 1 o'clock. Goddamn, how the fuck can he be at a pool and he already missing? I mean, Lord have mercy, Jesus, y'all. I don't know. It could be one of the YouTubers' kids. Lord have mercy, Queen. Baby, I don't put them past nobody. I'm telling you. I don't. I just don't. Lord, Queen is funny. Because we don't know who behind these keyboards, writing stuff. We really don't know. We don't know. And maybe, again, it could be an AI picture. Now, I know sometimes people say they put things to AI to see if it's real. I don't know how to do that, but I know I heard some people say that you can put things through AI to see if the pictures is real or whatever, because they can tell. If I know how to do it, I would do that shit just to see if that goddamn picture real. Because goddamn it, anybody can put I'm telling you, AI can make shit look real, y'all. Like real, literally real. And that's I mean, sometimes AI can be dangerous. I'm just gonna be honest. It can be very dangerous. It can be dangerous, y'all. Very dangerous. I mean, it's good for business wise and stuff like that. Then on top of it, it can be dangerous because some people use it for do mischievous things to people. You know. Thank you for the support. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you. I don't get that much, but thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm not like I use AI, but I use it for good purposes. I use it for my thumbnails. I don't use it to make up lies and all of that stuff. I'm not into all that. I'm just not into all that cheap, mischievous stuff. I'm not into stuff like that. But the only reason I bring up it could be AI because we don't know. I mean, she could have put those people in the water, to make it look like that. But again, if it is AI, I feel like the detective seeing this picture swarming everywhere over social media. Why didn't you go question those boys? Why didn't you go to that mom's house to see if it was a party that took place there that night? If anything happened to Nolan there that night, just still go there if it was the AI picture. I don't know. I'm just throwing out things, y'all, because I really don't know. Crime. Yep, it's crazy. Yes, it is. Much respect, Royal D. We really appreciate you jumping. Thank you. I appreciate you too. Thank you so much. I try not to, I try to put out what I know, but I don't mind bringing anything to y'all because the simple fact, I like to have y'all opinion, how y'all feel. I respect it. You feel me? Just like I asked y'all, what do y'all think about the party? What do y'all think of? Do y'all think it was AI? Do y'all think the girl is real? Do y'all think the girl is lying? I don't want to do this by myself. I want y'all to give me y'all input in on it, because I don't know everything. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I know everything, and I don't, So that's why I love to ask y'all, y'all opinions of how y'all feel about things. And we know on AI, oh Lord, you can even do voice makeovers. Oh Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Oh Lord. And I think I heard before too. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. That you can go on AI and make up fake text messages and all that stuff. That I heard people say, y'all, is that true? And you can put timestamps on it and dates and stuff. Is that true, y'all? Right. That's true. None of us wasn't there. Right. So, and I grant you that, we all trying to get the truth. We all, when I do cases, y'all, I always say we're speculating because we wasn't there. We don't know the truth. We trying to make it make sense to us because we was not there. Right. So I always say that to everybody that comes in my chat. We want this to make sense because we know sometimes the police put out lies. And we also know now that this been going on pretty much heavy now. And every time this happens now, the first thing the police department say, what? It was an accident. Right. So we know that now. So we trying to make things make sense in our own mind, Yes, you can. Oh, you can. So that's true. Wow. Wow. Yes, it's true. It was done in the Ramika case. Oh, okay, Barbara. You right. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm so glad I'm not cold-hearted like that. I would never set up and make fake texts and anything like that to try to hurt anyone. I'm just, y'all, my heart won't let me do it. If I can't tell the truth about it, I don't want to talk about it. I don't mind people trying to make sense of something, but some people take things way beyond too far. That's true. No foul play. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hmm. So sad. So sad. Wow. Oof. Man. I ran over time today, y'all, but it's okay. Sometimes I do that when I have good conversations and want everybody opinion about things. Okay, let's use the fake call against them though because it puts them back on the land at 11 p.m. when they claimed they had left 7 hours before 4. That's true, Ray Ray. That's true too. That's why I said I don't know y'all what to believe. You're right, Ray Ray. You're right. Do you all think he was in the water the whole time? I believe so. I believe so. That's just me believing it now. Everybody don't have to agree with me. That's just me believing. You can ask the chat what they feel about it, but I believe so. Let me just be honest, right? I always say let me be honest before I get off and don't go nowhere. Y'all keep me the god doggone talking. Okay. I believe it he been in that water the whole time. I do not believe it was a pool party. I don't believe it. I believe Nolan screamed out, "Give me my fucking phone. What are you fucking doing, dude?" You know how they talk, right? And I believe he was left in that water. I believe that mother sucker took them keys. Took that phone to his house, and the mama traced it down, and they never was going to tell the mother nothing. For one, they didn't know the mother had a tracker on that phone. That's for one. For two, they probably forgot about that note and left the keys at the friend house. Right? But I believe that body was in that water the whole time. Until it can be confirmed that it was a pool party, I'm going to say no pool party. Wait, I thought the body was found on the land. Yeah, it was. So did the trip so did he trip and fall in the water? How did they could have pushed him? They could have pushed him over the boat. Just speculating because I don't know. The autopsy would tell us how he was in the water. Facts. Now another thing. Now I don't know who said this. I forgot. Oh, my mind all over the place. Now it was people that stayed out there on that, on the land that night. They had tents and stuff. They spent the night. Now nobody seen nothing. God damn it. Now let me just say this. Do y'all think when he claimed that they went to the island, right? Do y'all think that he got dumped over there? But then possibility no, because they found him on the land. Some of the best swimmers in the world have drowned. Yeah, that's true. I don't know what to think no more, y'all. So that means he drowned close to the land? Because if he drowned further out, his body would have not moved further out. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about the drowning part. But I'm going to tell you, I don't believe it was the pool party. I'm just being honest, y'all. I don't believe it was the pool party. I believe that boy was already, in the water and they left him And then, whatever took place, took place. I just don't believe it was no party. And if I'm wrong, I will come back and say it. I believe that girl is a troll. I believe she's unstable. I believe she just want to be noticed. I believe she want to cause division. In this case, she have not reached out to the mom. How could you sit there and come on, y'all? Let's be real. How could you sit there and post about a deceased person, knowing their mother is grieving and looking for answers, and you supposedly been at this party and say you seen what you seen, but did not reach out to the mother? Come on, y'all. That shit ain't adding up, y'all. It's not adding up with this fake ass girl. It's not adding up with this fake ass girl. I'm just being honest. That's why the mother let people know that she don't know this girl. She never spoke to this girl because the girl lied and told people she spoke to the mama. I don't believe it. And y'all might come back and say, Miss D, you was right. You was right. That girl lied. I'm going to see. We'll see how it play out. Because she probably ain't nothing but a catfish, y'all. That's what she probably is, y'all. Nothing but a catfish. Running around here catfishing people. That's what she probably doing. $3:30, 4 p.m. It was way too many people out there. Yes. We just have to wait for the autopsy to come out. Yeah. That's so true, Auntie. That's so true. I just want to know who gonna put theirs out first. You know what I'm saying? Is Mississippi gonna put theirs out first, or Bill Crump gonna put his out first? We'll see. We don't know how it's gonna go, but we'll see. We'll see. And Lord Jesus, y'all, please keep in mind that it can be fake autopsies too, okay? So please follow Bill Crump when he go live and talk about it, okay? Because people gonna start coming up with weird autopsies. I'm telling y'all how this shit go now. They'll start doing all kind of shit. And some of these people crazy. They'll start to posting it and all that. Well, this what this autopsy said, but this autopsy said that. I ain't doing none of it over here. She needs to be arrested. Exactly, Auntie. Exactly. Because she putting out false stuff. Because I definitely believe this girl is not real. Right. That could be true, too. Ray. It doesn't matter which you put out first because we're going to see both of them. Right. But what I was saying, like, you know how sometimes people start putting out fake autopsies and adding stuff to it, and people started believing it. Well, wait a minute, because I was on such and such said this. Don't bring that stuff over here, because I'm going with the truth. Period. I'm going with the truth. I'm not going with all that other stuff. Nah, I ain't going with all that. I want to stay with the truth, and that's it over here, because I know how people do. And some people will believe it. They will definitely believe it. Except me. I'm not going to be sitting here believing all that shit. I don't think it was the water. You can tell the difference from a fake autopsy. See, sis, I can't, because I'm not like into that kind of stuff. That's why, like, but I think the real autopsies, they seal though, right? You get the seal at the bottom of it, right? And you'll know it's real. The seal come on it, right? I don't think he was in the water for 2 days. The autopsy would tell how long he'd been in the water too. Like she said, all that will come out. It would tell if his water was in his lungs, how long he was in the water. Maybe they could even say the time of the death, like the time that he was put in the water. All that's gonna come up. They even know the last time you ate. They know all of that. They know what you ate. They know all of that. So it would definitely come out. It's sad because his family is grieving and they have to deal with the fake narrative. Right. People should show some consideration. Absolutely. The autopsy would tell how long it was there if it was foul play. Yes. I bet 2 autopsies will have different. That's what everybody keeps saying, Auntie Barbara. People were saying that they believe it's gonna be different. We got to see. We're gonna wait and see. An autopsy can even tell the last time you took a shit, you took a piss. It tells all of that. What you ate, all of that. Yeah, but don't do that to people that's grieving, putting out fake narratives about their family and stuff. I just feel that's so wrong. It is. But it's the internet that's telling the fake narratives. Yeah. 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 That's true. It's sad, y'all. Whew. Well, I appreciated y'all today. I got to go look up my stuff for tomorrow. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. And I really enjoyed our conversation. And we definitely will get into this conversation again tomorrow. I appreciate every last one of y'all for coming through. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit the like button if you didn't. Hit it when you go out. I appreciate y'all so much. And I appreciate everybody input. I do. Because without y'all, hey, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know. We definitely wouldn't know. But the autopsy is going to tell. And by doing that, you've been yes. Yeah, I want to have respect for the family. I don't want to put out nothing that's not true and real and stuff like that. And that's why when I bring up stuff and play it for y'all, I do different content creators that I know that they are putting out accurate stuff. Or I bring up a content creator that people saying people saying their perspective of how they feel about it from TikTok, like little stuff like that. So I have to do my research on different stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell y'all, sometimes I be really literally tired trying to find content. I do. Thank you, Auntie Barbara. Thank you. Yeah. It's very disgusting to the family. It's mean. It's evil. Give the family some grace and respect. Some people don't even have respect for the deceased no more. It's sad. We're living in a sad, demonic world. Like, just evilness all the way around. Much respect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate y'all. Thank everyone for timing in. I enjoyed y'all conversation. We will have the same conversation tomorrow. Everybody got their own opinion, how they feel about it. So y'all make sure y'all tap in tomorrow. And I love you guys. And thank you. Thank the 2 people that donated to me. I appreciate you too. Peace and love. I will definitely see y'all tomorrow. Y'all make sure y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay prayed up. And always remember to keep God first. I love you all. I subscribed and like. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Stay blessed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.